Good evening. How are we all? A very warm welcome along. Oh, I'm incredibly shiny. Back. Well, welcome back, I should say. Not a welcome along. Welcome back to Fournilwrittenalloverit. We're at the halfway stage for Pompey. However, last weekend's result tells us that we really do need... Well, this weekend just gone's result tells us that we really do need to get back on track. Get your comments in the comments section down below, boys and girls. Get your score predictions in as well. We are going to take you through the next half an hour pre-match, building up to the big one. It's Portsmouth versus Lincoln City. And, of course, it's live right here on Fournilwrittenalloverit. Well, a very good evening to everyone who's joined us. We've got a couple of comments to go through already. Aaron said, good evening, need to come out fighting tonight. Forget about Saturday. Focus on tonight. Score in the first 10 minutes. And again, just before halftime, come on, Pompey. Let's have a 4-0. Well, 4-0 seems to be a popular scoreline around here, doesn't it, at the moment? So I'd be happy to go with that, Aaron. Thank you very much for your comment. Good evening to Billy Bladen, who says, play at Pompey. David Harding said, Mark Wilson, Curtis starting, so not watching tonight. Interesting one, David. Love you to provide some basis for that point of view. Good evening to Jake on Facebook. He says, play at Pompey, straight back at you, mate. Hope you are well, and a very warm welcome along to the stream. Hello to Harvey Nelder, who joins us, as well as Kevin Brown on Facebook. A very good evening to you. And the legend Sean Mead's going for a smash and grab 1-0 defeat. Sean, what's happening there, my son? That's a shocker of a prediction. Not good at all. Hello to Mr. Footy. Welcome along. Hope you're well. Predictions. Let's get them in the comments, boys and girls. Get them in the comments. Hello to Joe. Hope you're well. 2-0 says Pompey lad up the Blues. That's what we like to see. Bit of positivity. Good evening to Douglas on Facebook. A very warm welcome along. He's going for a 4-0 written all over it. And will Pompey be top tonight? That is the question. We will have to wait and see how that one goes. Hello to Matty Stallard on Facebook. Hello to Ben Tabner, who says, fully jacket out again. How can he start the exact same team that was 4-0 last game? White should be starting at least. Ben, that's an interesting one. I'd like to see what some of the comments that you can see. There's a chair next to me. Andrew will be joining us shortly. I'd like to see what some of the comments think of that one. Would you start White? What difference does that make? I'm of the viewpoint that was a blip. Is what I'm going to say that for now. Time will tell this evening whether I'm correct in saying that or not. But I'm pretty certain. I think my connection's not the best actually. Hopefully it's okay. Let me know if I'm all right. Good evening to Red and White. He's going for a 3-0 Lincoln win. 2-2 says Pompey Jack Vlogs. Curtis is bad. There we go. MK1 Aquatic has said, can't see anything other than a Lincoln win and the end of our promotion challenge. Jacket gets found out every single season. He doesn't know how to make use of the players he has. Crikey, a lot of negativity coming in off the back of a 4-0 defeat. Hello to Matt Cobb. He said time for 3 in a row, 4-0, but for this time, just a yes, Matt. You are the man, aren't you? Loving that. Hello to Joshua Dove, who's a member, who said 3-0 Pompey is what we'd like to see. A bit laggy. Hopefully it's all sorted out now. I think I'm okay for now. I think I'm all right. I think I'm all good. Billy said, would love to see Hewula and Jacob start. Marcus and Curtis are hopeless. Guys, what about the whole rest of the season that we've had? They've been brilliant. What's going on? Marcus has had one of his best seasons in a Pompey shirt. It's nuts. I don't know why all of a sudden after a bad result, people are calling for teams to change. But there we go. Maybe that's just me. Hello to Adam. Looking forward to speaking to you at half time, mate. Hello to Barrow on tour. Ollie's going for a 4-0 written all over it. Ollie, I think the same as you, my friend. It's going to be huge tonight. Ladies and gents, tonight is Kenny Jackett's 200th match in charge. He is the longest serving manager, ignoring the fact that Harry Redknapp obviously managed us twice, so longest serving single term manager, as it were, since Jim Smith back in 1995. And now also his record as well is one of the best since post-war. So, you know, there's lots of Jacket fans out there, there's lots of not so much Jacket fans out there, and I think, you know, whether you like him or not, he's still, you know, the stats don't lie. I mean, we've won an awful lot of games with Kenny Jackett in charge. We've also, I think it's 104 out of the 199, which is not bad, is it? Let's be honest. Adam said, why are people crying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's strange. I don't know why people are upset, because results like that happen in football, don't they? So it's just a shame that it was by 4 goals. Hello to Ben. Marquis in a 4-4-2 is guaranteed goals. Exactly. I don't agree with the second half of your comment, Ben. I'll be honest. I think we want to hold on to Ronan Curtis at all costs. However, Marquis in a 4-4-2 does get you goals as well. He is alongside Ryan Williams this evening, I believe, in that. I don't know. It might be Harness up there with him, but whatever it is, in a 4-4-2, it works. And it's worked for months. But yeah, I completely agree. Andy says, surprised to see Curtis playing. It seems a bit under par, but a win is a win. Our grasp. Oh, sorry, a win is in our grasp. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think we could beat this lot this evening. They're slight. I don't know if any of you saw it or if any of you have seen any of it, but the Lincoln City Football Club do a pre-match show, which I was invited on this evening, and I had a little chat with some of the Lincoln fans on there, and they were telling me how much of a different side it is out this evening, and we will very shortly be going through the side that has been fielded for tonight's game for Lincoln City. It's different to the one that we played them against, and yeah, we had that with Hull City, and look what happened there. So there we go. But as I say that, Accrington Stanley have just scored against Hull City. It is Accrington Stanley 1, Hull City 0, and Gillingham are 2-0 up in the early game, well, one of the early games against Crewe Alexandra. We'll keep you up to date with all the goals going in around the country this evening in League One. Good evening to Panda Boys, who said all managers have a bad run of form. Next month we'll be winning 7-0 against Crewe, and it'll be all right. Yeah, exactly. It's not a bad run of form. It's one bad result. I mean, I don't care about FA Cup, Papa John's Trophy, whatever. That doesn't matter, because different teams were played, etc. And, we didn't really care about the Papa John's Trophy too much. We've still got a final to play in, whenever that may be. Would you want Nathan Thompson back at Pompey? No, Joshua. I don't think I would, mate. I don't know. I was never his biggest fan while he was at Pompey. I mean, he was a good player, but he didn't leave us on the most amicable terms, did he? So that's what we're saying. That was Ollie Lee that got the goal for Gillingham there in their game against Crewe Alexandra. Pompey Jack Vlogs are being very negative this evening, mate. It's not a waste of £10. It's Pompey. Brian's quite rightly said it was a blip. Normal service will resume tonight, 2-0 to Pompey. Brian, I hope you are absolutely on the money with that, mate, because I feel exactly the same way as you. Ladies and gents, let me know how you're feeling before this evening's game. I'll get through as many comments as I possibly can. Let's talk you through the Lincoln City lineup this evening, starting with number 1, Alex Palmer in goal. It's a 4-3-3 this evening, by the looks of things. It will be Teo Edun at left back, and then Josh Walsh and Adam Jackson are the 2 centre-halves. Right back is Timothy Ioma. A midfield 3 of George Grant, Liam Bridcut and Conor McGradles, and up top, Brennan Johnson, Tom Hopper and Anthony Scully, the Irish under-21 international. The subs are Long, Melbourne, Montsma, Jones, Howarth, Anderson and Rogers. And that is how Lincoln City line up this evening. Let's have a look through some of the comments. Good evening to Daniel White. He says I definitely need a point minimum. We know a slip up against Hull was going to happen sooner or later. Yeah, I mean, all good things come to an end, right? And that good thing on this occasion was Pompey's brilliant run of form. Good evening to Brad B. Mate, legend, thanks for jumping back in again. Lovely to see you. Win or lose up the Blues, absolutely. Hello to Panda saying hopefully Bristol get a result. Yeah, I agree with that. We'd love to see Bristol Rovers get a result in their game this evening. TPO said Thompson had been class since he came to us. What was it? I don't know. Just the way he left, he wanted to play championship football was the main motivation for the reason why he went. And I think that kind of struck a nerve with a lot of Pompey fans. And he's doing well at Peterborough, and good luck to the man. Shocked Hawula isn't at least on the bench instead of Harrison. We'll have a chat about that in a minute, Matthew. Pompey lad saying up the Blues. It's Kenny Jackett's world. We're all just living in it. Love that comment. Pompey need a win today. Say Josh, absolutely. Derek saying new signings will bring stability and choice. Yeah, I mean, I had a little look at the team lineup. Thing is, right, the team lineup and the team sheet, which we'll go through in a second, it's hard to get into the Pompey team now. There's so much talent, both on the pitch and on the bench. It's like the League One Man City or Liverpool in terms of the talent that we could bring on is almost, it's almost another first team on our bench. And given the fact that Kenny Jackett can make 5 substitutions, whether he uses them or not is another story. yeah, it'll be interesting this evening to see how this one goes. I'm intrigued to see what the response is going to be like. Pompey Lad is saying this year is our year. Absolutely. Hello to Bradley Jones. Welcome to the stream. Leave us a like, Bradley, if you haven't done so already. That applies to everyone, boys and girls. If you haven't yet liked the stream, please make sure you go down there and do so. If this is the first stream that you're seeing on the channel, make sure you subscribe too. You just did a moderator at you're a you member, you're not a moderator, so I'm just going to add you, and I'm also going to add Joshua as well because he's a member and he's not a moderator. So if you become a member, you have every right to be a moderator on the channel. That's the way it works around here. So just done that for you. Next time you comment, have a nice little blue spanner next to your name. There we go. A tough game tonight, mate. Good luck today. Yeah, thanks, mate. It is a really tough one. I hope you have a good game yourselves. Hello to Elias Vasitius saying a 4-1 Pompey. Sorry if I pronounced your surname wrong, but a very warm welcome along to the stream. And Kevin makes a very good point. Sometimes you do need to slip up to refocus. Absolutely. And it was a bringing back down to earth for us, wasn't it? It was very much, I don't know, I feel like we were very much, a reality check is what the word I was going to use. I was trying to avoid because I know a lot of people have said that in the last couple of days, but a reality check nonetheless. And it's the best way to describe it. And not everything is rosy, is it? I mean, there's still bits and bobs that need sorting out in the side, and we know where our weaknesses are, and hopefully Kenny Jackett knows what he needs to do in order to correct those. Good evening to William Thompson, once again joining us from snowy New York State, and the forecast is -2 in a couple of days' time. We need 4-0 to warm way up. We will do our very best this evening. Hope you're well, William. Good evening to Liam. Hope you are well, my friend. It would be yeah, I'd like to see Jordi Hawuda play. I would, because I think he's an excellent talent. Over Harrison, definitely. I agree with you, Liam. I think he's a better player than Ellis Harrison is. Unfortunately, I think Hawula is going to be constrained to the bench for the time being, just because of the quality of the players that we have in the starting 11, and it's a difficult team to break into, as I was just saying. So yeah, it's going to be a tough one for Jordi to get into the side. Hopefully he can come on and make an impact on sort of 60 minutes and get a couple of goals, and then that's the best way to kind of edge away into the first 11, isn't it? So hopefully we'll see some of that this evening. Paul is saying can't wait until the new players on the pitch tonight. We've got a couple on the bench. We'll talk through that in a moment. How teams react to a fashion result? Yes, this is what we see. Sorry, this is exactly what I'm saying. How we react to it is more important than what actually happened for me. I think it's the same with life. It's not the problem, it's the way you deal with it, isn't it? So hopefully, hopefully that's that applies to this evening. I'll be interested to see what happens. Josh was saying, would you like to tell any other players in transfer window? Yeah. To be honest, I think business is probably done and dusted for Pompey. I don't know if Kenny Jackett's still looking for anyone, and people can probably tell me if they know more than I do. But I would have thought we've recruited really, really well. We've recruited well so far. It's been decent, and yeah, it's been a good transfer window this evening. Sorry, what am I talking about? It's been a good transfer winning as of Saturday evening when we made those 2 signings, and that kind of took a bit of a sting out of what was a pretty dreadful day for Pompey fans. So yeah, no, I don't know whether there will be any more additions to the squad. I think we're getting very close to the maximum at the moment because of all the salary caps and all that kind of thing is a bit of an issue for us, isn't it? So recruitment is a little bit touchy at the moment. So I'd like to see. I don't know. We'll see. I think we're a pretty settled side as it is. Good evening to Neil. Pompey can win it tonight 2-0. Yeah, nice one. Thanks for that, Neil. Appreciate it. Good evening to John Whiteside. Yeah, absolutely. I hope we win tonight, John. I really do. Player Pompey from Andover, says Chris Richardson. Welcome along to the stream, Rich. Really want to come to Fratton Park? Yes. You definitely want to come to Fratton Park, mate. The atmosphere is indeed electric, and on a good day, arguably one of the best atmospheres in the land. Good evening to Jishan. A very warm welcome back to the stream. How do I make the scoreline? It's a bit of Photoshop, mate. That is on there. A little bit of Photoshop. It's nothing too nothing too exciting, but it's there anyway. No place. I completely agree with that. I think yeah, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable scenes. Usually Pompey have been particularly good at bouncing back. Yeah, exactly. So it's interesting, isn't it? Because we had the situation where after the Blackpool result, it was a really, really poor showing for Pompey. And look at the run we went on between the start of December and mid to late January, we didn't lose a game. We didn't let a goal in. So I think it's going to be good tonight, and I think the response is imminent, and I think hopefully it does happen. It'd be great if we can put on a real show, and Ashton hopefully won't be too happy come the end of the game. Hello to Albie Munnings on Facebook. Evening. You too, mate. Hope you're well. Watching from Eastleigh. Anthony, you are on the border, my son. I hope you are safe and well. You saw me on the way back from Exeter. Crikey. Oh, was that Exeter Wembley, perhaps? As in the game before. No, not the game before Wembley. What am I talking about? Exeter City in the EFL trophy. So there we go. That might have been that. Let me know. 4-0 says Lewis Mabe on Facebook. Come on, you Pompey Blues. I completely agree with you, Lewis. And on that note, I think we should go through your Pompey lineups for the evening. It looks a little bit like this. Craig McGilvery in goal. A back four of Callum Johnson, Jack Watmore, Sean Raggett and Lee Brown. That never changes. Tom Naylor, Andy Cannon, Marcus Harness, Ryan Williams. And it looks like a front two of Ronan Curtis and John Marquis. I'm not quite sure who'll be playing up there with John Marquis. I don't think it matters who it is. I mean, it could be John Marquis and Ronan Curtis. It could be John Marquis with Ryan Williams. It could be John Marquis with Harness. I mean, I don't really mind what that combination of front two is. I don't know if anyone's got any strong opinions on the way that the team's lined up this evening. If so, then let me know. Have you done all the League One grounds? No, I haven't. There are a couple that I haven't been to. I don't think I've done Tranmere. Is one that Dad and I definitely haven't done. So hopefully we'll do a serious shift when we can get back to the games. I think we'll try and get to pretty much everyone, because I've missed it so badly. And being able to kind of pick and choose games that you go to instead of just making sure you go to everyone was a real mistake. So, and I've missed it terribly. I've got massive withdrawal symptoms from not being at Fratton Park. Good evening to Richard. He's gone for all capitals. Let's hope we get a win. As for Plymouth fans, don't worry about them. Play them soon. We'll see how they feel then when we hammer them, as far as I remember. Richard is not a fan of Plymouth fans, ladies and gents. There we go. Accrington are winning 1-0. Tom has said, Fournilwrittenalloverit written all over it this, mate. Yes, absolutely, Tom. Albie's saying, Ryan Williams up top with John. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it doesn't matter, does it, who plays up top? It's nice to have that strike partnership. Good evening to Rebecca. She's hoping for a 4-0 tonight, as are we, Rebecca. As I said earlier, it's been a popular scoreline around here recently, hasn't it? So hopefully we can see that this evening. Proud to be posh, hates Lincoln. So play up Pompey from the Peterborough fan. Thank you very much indeed for that, mate. And yeah, hopefully you have a good game this evening. Good evening to Lee. Hopefully they get the 4-0. Well, yeah. I tell you what, if we have another 3 sets of 4-0s, that would be unbelievable. But I mean, we scored against them. I think it was 3-1, wasn't it? Back at I think it's called the LNER Stadium, but Lincoln. So yeah, it's hopefully, Lee, we see 4 goals. I'm expecting a more refined, relaxed and chilled performance this evening, to be honest. I'm expecting us to kind of just settle and try and get a result out of this one and get ourselves back on track. I don't think we'll be all guns a we probably will be for the opening sort of 20, 30 minutes. And Michael Appleton said it in the week that Pompey will be looking to provide a response. And I think that's exactly what Kenny Jackett will be instilling in his side, that, look, this requires a bounce back, a big time bounce back, because that 4-0 wasn't good enough at the weekend, was it? And we all know that. Rebecca says she lives nearest to Tranmere's ground. I've been there to see Shrewsbury. What? Yeah, Tranmere, notorious for being a rubbish pitch, but I haven't been there, so I need to get there. I think Harness up top with Marquis was the best combo. Williams playing decent down the right, but Harness has been kind of invisible for the past few games. I agree with that. I think Marcus Harness sort of dips in and out. He can be absolutely quality sometimes and then go completely missing on other occasions. So, yeah, I don't know. I think we see moments of quality in every game from Marcus Harness. And I think there is the occasion where it doesn't go missing, but just isn't quite at the metal and it doesn't quite fall right for him. But we all know he's an incredibly talented footballer. It's just getting it right and being... sounds stupid, but just getting the ball to his feet and him being able to play football with it is the way that it needs to work. And I think he's an incredibly hardworking individual and he's got a brilliant mindset, that boy. But you know what? I'd just like to see things come off for him slightly better. So there we go. Would you like to see? Yeah, I'd like to see a bit of action for perhaps Charlie Daniels. It'd be interesting to see if Byers gets on the pitch this evening as well. Even Brad Pitt gets it, buddy. Let's not focus on last Saturday. Yeah, I know. I'm just discussing it because it's the last game. Remember under Cook, an embarrassing home loss. It was Crewe, wasn't it? I think it was 1-0 to Crewe, and it was absolutely dreadful. And then all of a sudden, we went on this unbeaten run all the way up to the end of the season, and it was brilliant. So there we go. And we have a new member, Ben. Very warm welcome along to team. Good morning, Andrew. Thank you very much indeed for that. Hello to Matthew, who's saying he hopes Pompey sort out key contracts of Big Mac and what won't be a huge loss if they aren't tied down. Yeah, that's quite a level-headed thing to say, Matthew, to be honest. I think not to be condescending, but that is a very sort of sensible thing to say. I think we're more focused on what's going on the pitch than we are contractually wise, but yeah, it's important. Craig McGilvery, easily for me, one of the best keepers in the league. So that's definitely one to keep a hold of. Pompey playing at home. Yes, we are, mate. At Fratton Park this evening. It's a drizzly, wet and cold one. And just to provide some stats for you before we get going, we have won each meeting in our last 5 games against Lincoln City. So we haven't lost a game in our last 5. We've beaten them on every occasion. That dates back quite a few years actually, but obviously the most recent one being just a couple of months ago earlier on in the season. It is the halfway stage this evening. This is our midway point, and what a half season it has been for us. It's been an interesting one, and you know it's one that we've been really successful with. And hopefully, you know, we can go one better this evening. We can get back on track this evening and make it the third 4-0 in a row. But hopefully, as people have said so far this evening, make it the right way. Lincoln is one of Ragged's ex-clubs, famed for scoring the goal that got them back in the EFL. There we go. Yeah, I was speaking to a couple of Lincoln fans earlier on, actually. They chatting about how much they admire Sean Raggett and how well he did for them. I was quite clear to stress that Sean Raggett has been at points a liability for this football club in recent weeks, and there's no hiding away from it because he has been. But he's also an incredibly talented defender, and he does a lot for the team. So, and there's times where you put your foot in your mouth with Sean Raggett, but there's also times you think, well, actually, he's done really well there. So, you know, and I think he's really grown into his role at Portsmouth Football Club. It's great to see. Chris, welcome along from Barbados. We are keeping the faith, mate. We're hoping for a big game this evening. It's just 6 minutes to go until kickoff now. Boys and girls, there's 107 of you that join us across YouTube and Facebook. If you haven't yet liked the stream, please make sure you do so. Get us up to 100 likes. That would be wonderful. And as Joe has said, let's hope for a good win tonight. Play at Pompey. And Billy says Raggett for Ballon d'Or. And as I say that, someone else who is... you didn't bring any water with you by any chance, did you? Get some now. Oh, wonderful. He's not coming yet. Would you ever win a Ballon d'Or, do you think? Shut that window. Is it cold, is it? Yeah. Okay. Andrew will be joining us in just a few moments. He's just stepping down to get me a glass of water because my mouth is incredibly dry. Ladies and gents, what I'm going to do very quickly before we get going is run you through the league table as it's... Am I going to do that? No, we'll hold on, actually. What we'll do is we'll have a look at some of the fixtures going on this evening. But these are all 7 o'clock, and then the 2 at the bottom of the 7:45 ones. There's a couple that are already happening. It's Burton against Shrewsbury, which has been postponed. AFC Wimbledon make the trip to Doncaster Rovers. Tough game for them, and Doncaster are a side that are chasing Pompey's tail. It's MK Dons against Charlton. Peterborough playing Bristol Rovers. It's us against Lincoln City. Oxford United make the trip up to Greater Manchester to play Rochdale. Swindon Plymouth, Wigan Blackpool, and Fleetwood Town against Northampton Town will kick off 45 minutes after everyone else. And the one on the telly this evening on Sky Sports Football is Ipswich Town against Sunderland. Arguably, after the Pompey Lincoln game, probably the biggest fixture in League One this evening. That's how we're looking at the moment. I did want to take you through the table, but I think it might have changed since. Actually, no, it won't have done too much. It might be slightly different for Accrington Stanley. But what I'm going to do is, very quickly, bear with me 1 second. I'm just going to change chairs and sit down and talk you through this league table because it's interesting to see, isn't it, where sort of we all sit at this moment in time. Pompey, there you can see, it's probably quite small on your screen, but we sit fourth at this current moment in time. We're level on games with second Lincoln City, who are our opponents this evening, and also Doncaster Road. Sorry, Doncaster Road played 2 games less than us. Hull City played a game more, and we are equal with Sunderland. We're also equal with a couple of other teams as well. But as you can see, games played is still a little bit here and there, isn't it? Like we haven't quite got a complete set. Not everyone's on the same amount of games played. There's a couple of 24, and I think it's still a couple of teams are on sort of 19, 20. So Be interested to see. Accrington have actually doubled their league against Hull City, and I'm just going to move back because Andrew's going to come and join us. Very good evening to you, mate.
Evening, mate.
Welcome along. Hope you're well.
Thank you.
I think everyone will probably be welcoming you along to the stream as we speak. I'm just going to spin that round slightly.
Here I am, guys.
See. Here he is. He's here. He's ready to go. Sean saying, play up Pompey. See you at half time, my friend. Sneaky lineup before kickoff. We'll wait for everyone to say good evening to you as you just joined us. I'm going to stick the lineup on the screen for you, Andrew. Here we go. Craig McGilvery in goal. A back four of Callum Johnson, Jack Watmore, Sean Raggett, Lee Brown, Tom Naylor, Andy Cannon, Marcus Harness, Ryan Williams, and a front two of either Ronan Curtis and John Marquis. I was saying earlier that Ryan Williams would be happy to play there as well alongside him. I don't think it matters too much who's alongside Marquis as long as it is a 4-4-2 that Pompey play. Here we go. Oh, I think we might have frozen. Oh, no, we haven't frozen. We're fine. Good evening to... let's get us back on the screen. Hold on a second. Good evening to Andrew, says Panda Boys. Aaron said good evening to you as well.
Aaron, how are you, mate?
And Adam as well. Good evening, Andrew.
Adam, shocking weather tonight there, Tom. I think it could be
drizzly
and cold.
And cold.
Depends how Lincoln fancy it or not.
If Lincoln fancy or not, yeah. Well, I don't know. We beat them 3-1 earlier on in the season, didn't we?
4-1.
3-1.
3-1. 4 up there, wasn't it?
3-1.
Okay.
I got corrected on that earlier. It was 4-1. What? Loving the shirt, says Adam. There we go. Georgie's back. Here he is. Good evening to Rugby Forever. Yeah, just quickly, mate, as the teams are coming out, you've joined us at the right moment in time. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident, Tom, after Saturday.
Sorry?
I said I'm feeling pretty confident after Saturday.
Well, that's why I said sorry, because that's...
Yeah.
What makes you feel confident?
Saturday was a one-off, mate.
We've been saying that for the last half an hour.
Well, yeah, I'm sure it was. And tonight will prove what a good outfit these players are, I think, because we need to. We cannot even think about a draw or a loss tonight, Tom. This has got to be a win, and that's the end of it.
Can I just tell you that Hull City are 2-0 down against Accrington Stanley at the moment? This moment in time.
This is the scoop, isn't it? How can that be? How can it be like that?
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? How that works. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Like how can we played Accrington Stanley, didn't we? They're not any good.
And we played Hull. They ain't very good either.
Well, yeah, they beat us 4-0, didn't they? I was saying...
Why not choose? Because you can knock that over in a minute.
I nearly knocked it over then, didn't I?
Over there by the board.
We won't dwell too much on what happened against Hull City because we're moving on now, aren't we? But
you've seen Kenny's trousers?
I have seen Kenny's trousers. They're 200th game in charge for him tonight, by the way.
200 games.
200 games. And
people have been beheaded for less than that in this country.
He's our most successful manager post-war as well. 104 wins in 199 games. Can't knock it. No. And he's the longest serving manager. I said this earlier on, but there's plenty more people in here now that won't have heard it. So I'm going to say it again. I'll say it for your benefit as well.
Yeah.
Longest serving manager who's only kind of served one term since Harry Redknapp obviously served twice, 2005, 2008, whatever. But to only be a manager once since Jim Smith back in 1995. He's made the most, been in management for the most games as a manager for Pompey. Anyone can win this league, says Sean Meads. Thoughts on that one? That's interesting. From the legend.
The legend, or the bottom legend, has come up with a really, really good line. Anyone could win this league. You're right, Sean, but probably not the teams at the bottom, I would suggest. But you're right, anyone else could win this.
Do you mind if we move over this way? It was slightly, it's all right.
I think that I just pull my chair over. I think, Sean, you got a point, mate, but I'm kind of thinking there's only 3 teams really could win this league. We're one of them. Hull are another. And I think I'm gonna stick my neck out a little bit and I'm gonna say Charlton. Because I've got a sneaky suspicion they're going to come good, Tom, like they did last season.
Yeah, well, they are good at this moment in time, aren't they? I don't think they're a bad side.
They drew 2-2 at home to Swindon on Saturday, mate.
They did. They've been a bit of a tough patch. They're a couple of games ahead of everyone as well. But we're off and underway here at Fratton Park, Lincoln City, with the kickoff. Immediately, Jack Watmore called into action to provide a bit of cover defensively, and it will be a header out. And here we go again, Andrew.
I don't think I don't think Jack Watmore's going to
score again.
Beat his total of last week.
No, I don't. Yeah, brace last week, wasn't
it? Yeah. He got 2 as well, didn't he?
Yeah. Our drinks look similar, but I can assure you that they're not the same liquid. because that is quite a lot of wine in a glass like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
The game has started, Max. We are off and underway. And Phil is going for a 2-2 this evening. And then Robert said a 4-0 win this evening. And Lincoln were nearly in there. It's an opportunity there.
One thing you could be sure of, Tom, they're going to fancy it, Lincoln, because of our result on Saturday. They're going to come here with a little bit more confidence than they did prior to Saturday's game.
Would you not say that Pompey need to provide a response as well? I think that's quite important.
What I'm saying is I think they're going to become a cock a hoop. I think our friends Lincoln, they're going to try and get clever, knock the ball around quickly. It's wet, it's slippery. They are doing that immediately now. They're knocking the ball about. And to be fair, they don't look too bad at the minute. Jack's just got his foot. They are half decent, I think, Tom, at the minute. I think Lincoln. They look like a reasonable outfit, and they've got us running around like headless chickens.
It was only the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, but they're at it. They're at it, and they're thinking, let's get 1-0 up in the first minute. That's what they're thinking.
Well,
and we're going to play our calm game again.
We're going to try and do that as best we can, because it's what we need to do tonight. We need a calm game. I was saying earlier, like with 2 4-0s in a row, like you just a bit of composure, really, isn't it?
4-0 tonight we need.
Well, we could have a 4-0 as well. Yeah. Could have a 4-0.
They are moving the ball very, very quickly, and they are actually at the races, aren't they? Look, they're putting us under all sorts of pressure.
It's a ball that was headed down the line to Hopper, but it's Sean Raggett that's seen it.
I like the attitude, though, Tom. They've gone, right, let's get at them early doors, and they've had a good chance.
He's that chance from Johnson. It's the ball in, and Sean Raggett needed to get involved. He needed to be there to get it away, actually. It was a dangerous one for him, wasn't it? So, yeah, but as Andrew said, Lincoln started the brightest in this first half. Craig McGilvery just taking a goal kick for Pompey. John Marquis has done well to touch that one down. Because I need to be able to look at the thing and then be able to reference what's on there. Because otherwise I'm looking there and then looking there. Callum Johnson taking a frame for Pompey down this left-hand side, working his way into the box. It is a good ball. Oh, and it's... Johnny Connor. Curtis, wasn't it? I thought it was Marquis. It might be Ronan Curtis, actually. He was there. Opportunity to get a header in early doors for Pompey. Wasn't to be there, and the ball was back with Sean Raggett in Pompey's defensive half, over halfway on that far side with Lee Brown. It was step over and a negative pass backwards to Sean Raggett as Pompey had a chance there to open their account for the evening. It was a good ball from Callum Johnson, actually, early doors. But that one wasn't a good ball from Sean Raggett. It's over the top of I watched that again. It's the ball in from. It's only 4 minutes in. There's an awful lot going on, isn't there? That ball came in and it was
half a meter.
Yeah, he didn't quite make the connection he needed, did he? So, here, that's a loose ball down this left-hand side. George Grant. They are
very, very quick.
He was quick to get that, wasn't he? He's almost stood still here, Jack Watmore. I think the whistle's gone.
The ball's gone
the ball's burst. It has. There we go. The ball has burst, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, look, the ball's gone pear-shaped. How's that happened?
Someone's put the boot through it, haven't they?
That's a shocker. Referee looks like a geography teacher, and it will be George Grant's ball, I believe.
No, it's a drop ball.
It won't be. You're not allowed to do drop balls anymore, so referee can't. It's illegal. If he does do a drop ball, then I don't know why he's doing that. Because it should be an unchallenged. Anyway, yeah, it's George Grant who's had the ball dropped at his feet. We're currently watching a replay, which is not helpful for iFollow because I want to see what's going on. Don't know quite what happened there, but it's a free kick for Pompey in our own half. Hello to Chris. Just got home from work and now joining you to witness the start of another unbeaten streak. Chris, that's a great comment. Thank you so much for joining us, mate. If you could leave the stream a like, that'd be wonderful. Stick with us for the evening. That'd be wonderful. And hope you're enjoying yourself and hope you had a good day. Myself and Andrew guiding you through this one on 4-0 written all over it as I nearly knocked my notes over. Here's Callum Johnson now. As, I think Ryan Williams is down. He's going to stop the play, referee, just to make sure that he's all right. He was trying to play an advantage. He was playing an advantage. He's given a free kick, and it's Ioma who's... it's not Ioma, it's Bridcut, actually, who's protesting his innocence there, Liam Bridcut. So I don't think he did.
He did.
It was a bit of a challenge, actually, wasn't it? So...
he just stuck his foot in his ankle, mate.
Hello to Charlie. Good evening. Welcome along to the stream. Otturbian Boga is the only Pompey fan from Turkey. I'm sure there's plenty of Turkish Pompey fans out there.
Cheeky, isn't it?
No, it will be Turkey. It's probably just a misspelling.
Oh.
It might be Tukey. I don't know where that is, though. I'm thinking Turkey.
For Tom, Tukey.
From Turkey, yeah. Hope you're well. Welcome along to the stream. Good morning, says Darren from Vancouver. We'd love to be there with you, Darren. I bet that's a beautiful part of the world at this time of year. Pompey lads, I used to live on Percy Road.
Right, yeah, I know Percy Road.
He knows Percy Road. Here comes Sean Raggett, who was on the end of that one. It's a dangerous ball, and Ronan Curtis touches it, and he tries to drive forward. It's a bit of a heavy touch, and he couldn't quite get on the end of his own ball as Lee Brown has lost the ball now. Not the paciest man on the planet.
Very, very quick.
They are quick. They are. It's a free kick for Lincoln. It's a foul. It's on about halfway. I think it was Marcus Harness who committed that one. But as you say, very, very pacey on the ball, Lincoln.
Yeah.
Worrying, isn't it? Good evening to Matt Watts. Welcome along to the stream. Hope you're well. We have already had our dinner, Jake, so we know eating on the stream this evening.
I wonder if Gallen and they've had a look at him. They've had a look at Lincoln or not the last few games or not, because we seem a little bit surprised, Tom, to be honest, on how they move the ball so quickly and how they move into space and rapid counter attack, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's quick. They're doing a lot with the ball when they get it, aren't they? I think.
I just wonder how long they could keep this sort of pace up for, Tom.
Maybe they're firing on all cylinders and trying to get one early.
I think that's what they're trying to attempt.
It's good football, to be fair, from Lincoln. It's a cross ball. It's going to be too much on that for Brennan Johnson to pick up there. It's not bad football from the visitors, and they have definitely started the stronger in this first half. I missed the 4-0 mukbang. Yeah, there won't be any of that for a while, Adam, unfortunately. Very unprofessional tweet on the stream, isn't it? Very unprofessional. Great to see Hull have tripped up. What an opportunity for us. Yeah, tonight could be one to climb the table.
The players must know that before kickoff as well, mustn't they?
Well, I don't think it matters too much. Every game is a must-win game, isn't it? It's the mentality that we should be instilling.
Yeah, but sometimes you need that little bit, like everything in life, that little bit more of incentive that's actually, let me little tickle here, little tickle, and we're away.
Little tickle.
So, yeah, given that Hull shows they're human.
Sad dads, we are not going to fall for that one, mate. Apu Mashelf, very funny. Lincoln are a dangerous side, says Ben James. Absolutely, Ben, they are indeed. It's Jack Watmore's lofted a ball towards the edge of the penalty area. Raggett was up in the air for that one. His second ball was falling for Raggett once again, and it's out with Lee Brown now, who pokes a ball to Ronan Curtis. He's got no option but to go back to him. He's working off a bit of an injury to his right leg there, Ronan Curtis, I believe. It's Tom Naylor who's played a ball across, and Curtis laid it off nicely to Andy Cannon, who was almost a cute ball into John Mockris, but wasn't
not enough weight on it.
No, well, it was all right, I think. And Jack Watmore will leave that one for Craig McGilvery to.
It went all right because Mockris didn't get it.
No, I agree with that. But it's this is where they're dangerous. It's Tom Hopper. On the overlap is Brennan Johnson, edge of the penalty area for Lincoln, looking for the option to shoot. No, he isn't. He's going to pass to his colleague, Anthony Scully, who drives a shot. And in the end, it's easy for McGilvery to just catch midair, really. There's nothing really on that. Hello to Jack Jones, who's watching us from Canada. Good evening. Hope you're well. Why has he kept the same team when we lost 4-0? I think that's what you were saying earlier is a blip, isn't it? I don't think.
Well, I don't think there's any changes he could make, mate, apart from the changes he made at half-time in the previous game, which was the mistake. He's got to play this starting 11.
Yeah, I agree.
And he's got to keep this starting 11. He cannot make the changes he made last week, a few days ago.
Good evening to Rildo Luna, who said greetings from Brazil, lads. Let's go Pompey. Welcome along, by the way. Leave us a like if you're brand new to this sort of thing. I haven't seen your name before, Rildo, so hope you're well and thank you for joining us. I was going to add to your point there that I think if he makes the same substitutions he does at halftime, which I'm sure he won't do because I think Jacket realises what a terrible, woeful mistake that was.
And I think also, Tom, this is the starting lineup that won the last 6 games as well.
Yeah.
So therefore, you've got to play.
This is our strongest team by far. I think this is the team that you want to play. And I saw a couple of comments from Pompey fans whilst we were live for half an hour before the stream, and also sort of just looking at Twitter, etc., saying that they're not happy with the starting lineup and why is he starting Curtis all of us now because he was rubbish on Saturday. But just think back to the previous 6 to 8 games before that, and we haven't let a goal in since Blackpool.
And was he
before
rubbish
last
on Saturday,
weekend?
Or did Hull stop him playing football?
Well, this is the question. Andy Cannon charging forward with the ball now.
Which is what Lincoln haven't come to do. They haven't come to stop us playing football.
I think this will be a nice game of football to watch, isn't it? Andy Cannon, it's again.
Only if we win it.
Bit of a wayward ball there. And Lincoln off on the counter-attack, trying to play the offside, and it will be called up by the lino, that one. I think Tom Hopper went a little bit too early. Sean Raggett quick to point that out to the officials, and it is still 0-0 with 11 minutes on the clock. Well, yeah, you stand there and hope that it was. I don't know how much the officials are actually watching the line in this division. I think it's easier when there's no fans there to call, to be honest. You're not quite swayed, are you? Dylan is back from the USA. Pompey logo top of League One. I think that's to go top of League One. Let's hope so. Moon and Star is the obvious reason for the belief, says William Thompson. What a wonderful comment that is. Jack says it's a really tough game for Pompey. Lincoln and solid playoff competition. Yeah, well, their position on the league table, Andrew, this opening 11.5 minutes is completely just, I think, from what we've seen. Look like a good side.
It looked like a good side. I think they're quick, strong, Tom. They look like they pass the ball well with the moving off the ball. It's wet and slippery, isn't it? So they're just doing everything they do in the first. I think the first 15 minutes. I wouldn't say they're the better of the game, but they've caught us on the counter, haven't they, quite well. That's their game, obviously, isn't it?
Doncaster Rovers are 1-0 up, courtesy of what's his first name? Feraji Okanabre. There's another game that Doncaster are winning. They're doing really well at the moment. Here is Marcus Harness for Pompey.
Oh, unlucky.
And he was under pressure from two Lincoln City defenders.
Quick, they are really on us, like a carb on it.
There we go. Charlie's going for a 22-minute one going in, hopefully for Pompey. Chipped in towards the penalty area from Tom Naylor, but Ryan Williams could only stand there and watch. Good evening to Amy. Good evening, Tom and Andrew. Hope you're both well. Let's hope it's a better game this evening. Too. Hello, Amy. Forever present on the channel. Thank you for joining us once again. Hello to Georgie, saying, why does Jacket love Curtis? Curtis thinks he's too good for us if we're not promoted, which we will be. Curtis to leave. There we go. How's Jacket's trousers today, boys? Jake, we did a little bit of a...
pretty good. He's got some skin tights on.
Oh, no, he's got his hood up tonight, Kenny.
It's a bit wet out there, isn't it?
It's quite wet. He looks funny with the hood on, doesn't he?
Not as funny as Arsene Wenger used to look with his shell suit on.
And he's trying to do up his coat. Yeah. Thoughts on Frank Lampard with Chelsea as well? Haven't mentioned that yet.
Bothered, really, mate.
Don't really care?
No, don't care.
Anyone, if you want to provide your thoughts on that one. This is
quite funny. They got the banners around Lampard.
Super Frankie Lampard.
Super Frankie Lampard, one and only.
I'm sure that will still stay there, though, won't it?
I doubt it.
Anyway, we are at the halfway point of the season. This is Pompey's middle game, as it were, as Ronan Curtis doing well there to find John Marquis. 30 yards out as a ball round to Andy Cannon. Lee Brown on the left-hand side. His only option is to go backwards. It's a black wall of Lincoln City players. It's a good ball towards Ronan Curtis. Knocks it down to Marcus Harness. Plays it back to Harness. It's a poor delivery. Back to the edge of the area. Callum Johnson, Tom Naylor, chance to shoot, and it's wide. 0-0. Frank who? He does look a bit like young E.T., says Aaron Hewlin with that hood. Lovely. Hopefully we'll be phoning in a home win this evening. Right, it was well wide from Tom Naylor, that one. Charlie's saying it'll be 4-0 on 85 minutes. Hopefully it will be.
2-2.
Well, hopefully Pompey. I'd love to see a 4-0 for Pompey. That would be wonderful. Because we've had a couple in the last couple of weeks, haven't we? Much better now.
What a player that Watmore is.
Oh, that's a challenge. Referee, you got to blow up for that one, my son. Not having that.
Harness is going to take him out. He's going to blow for that one.
He's not happy with that challenge. A little bit of pushing and shoving. Tiny bit of handbags there. Harness protesting that he got the ball. He very much didn't get the ball. He didn't get the ball.
Well, he did get the ball. He took the player as well.
He did go for the back of him, though, didn't he?
Yeah, because you see what he'd done to him earlier.
Yeah. There's a little bit of... Yeah. He's booked Harness for that. There we go. 15 minutes.
A bit reckless, wasn't it?
A little bit reckless. He's being written down. There we go. Harness not happy with that. But there we go. fiery opening 15 minutes, Andrew.
Yeah. Very interesting, Tom.
Is that all you got for us? We've probably grown into this one, haven't they, as the minutes have gone on?
Yeah, but we shouldn't be growing into a game 15 minutes in against Lincoln at Fratton Park, should we? We shouldn't be. We shouldn't be standing on ceremony, Tom. We should be hammering teams like this.
It's a curling effort from Johnson that's just gone over the bar there. Another chance for the visitors. There you go. Just needs a goal. Yeah, goals win games, Mr. Mead, as we know. As we know, goals win games. He's only actually scored 7 goals despite being having played the majority of the games, Brendan Johnson, this season for Lincoln City, and Jack Watmore's done his best to get rid of that one. Do you want me to move the laptop, or are you okay? I'm just going to go for a little bit of red wine. Jack Watmore now. It is the number 7, Tayo Eden for Lincoln City, looking to take a throw-in for the visiting team. There's a push on Tom Naylor. The referee will blow up for that one. And that will be a free kick. Puts to a halt any potential Lincoln City attack. And here comes Sean Raggett now for Pompey. Charlton Athletic have taken the lead against MK Dons at Stadium MK. It is MK Dons 0, Charlton Athletic 1. Ronan Curtis gets the foot stuck between his feet, and now Lincoln can capitalise on that. Here's George Grant, plays the ball down to Tayo Eden. Newcastle United 1, Leeds United 1 in the Premier League. 17 minutes has been played back here at Fratton Park. It's Adam Jackson on the ball now for Lincoln City. Not a very big city, is it, Lincoln? It was almost really well worked there, but Sean Raggett's done well. He's got that one covered, and it's a hoof ball up the park from Craig McGilvery. And a nice fruit bowl has been delivered.
Look at that.
Here we go. Lovely. And he's buzzing with that one. Enjoy. I'll take over for the time being. It's Liam Miller who got the goal for Charlton Athletic at Stadium MK, and they will be pleased, Charlton, because they've dropped off recently. Hopefully they can continue continue scoring against MK Dons. That one's out for a throw-in for Pompey. Callum Johnson picks it up very quickly. He's ready to go, and that one's stamped out by Tayo Eden to prevent Marcus Harness from proceeding any further towards the Lincoln City defence. Ask Andrew, what year is his wine? Year?
2021, mate. I bought it tonight at Tesco.
Nice. Callum Johnson trying to get... it's pressure. He's done well to win it back there, Callum Johnson, actually.
Lose it now,
So again, it's George Grant. It is George Grant who's over there, but he's managed to win a corner out of it, Callum Johnson. Actually, no, it's a throw-in on this near side. It's a city because it has a cathedral. Absolutely. And a lovely cathedral it is. We've been there, haven't we, Lincoln? Yeah. Wonderful. Well, there's not really many ugly cathedrals around, are there? Jack Watmore claims he doesn't do anything, but there was a little push that the referee spotted, and there will be a free kick for Lincoln City as we approach 20 minutes, and it will probably be the goalkeeper that trots all the way out of his box, probably. Not sure. Going to be keeper? No, it's not. It's going to be Tayo Eden. He plays the ball short and receives it back, and Harness, and again, I've done that badly, haven't I? Gillingham are 4-0 up against Crewe Alexandra in the early game this evening. So that's not 4-0 up in 20 minutes. That's 4-0 up. They kicked off about 5:30, I think, or 6 o'clock, something like that. So there we are. Oh, why is that not working? Why am I doing? There we go. We've got a bit more brightness on there. Always a ball through, and it's the referee who pulled play back for some reason. Not quite sure what it was. I think it's a free kick over here somewhere for Pompey as we approach the 20-minute mark in this one.
No, it's a throw-in.
Sorry, it's a throw-in. Ball must have left play for some reason, one reason or another. Here's Callum Johnson now for Pompey. Jack Watmore.
Absolutely immense, that bloke.
He's an immense bloke.
I love Jack Watmore.
Tom Naylor in the centre circle for Pompey.
A bit late.
Sean Raggett, yeah, it's a bit delayed, I think. A little bit delayed. It's Ollie Lee that got the 4th for Gillingham against Crewe. Jack Watmore fires a ball forward. John Marquis can only watch as Tayo Eden fires one up, and it's a little bit of a pinball piece of play there from Pompey. and Lincoln, to be fair, and Andy Cannon does well to control that one and get it back to Callum Johnson with relative ease. Is Jack Watmore now. Again, plays the long ball up the park. This time it is won well by Ronan Curtis, and Ryan Williams will look to chase that one down. He can't do so, and the ball's back with Sean Raggett, who's giving it away there, and the referee's going to blow for a foul for some reason. I don't think it was, actually. Raggett was careless, perhaps, from Raggett. I don't think it was malicious, anything about that challenge.
Didn't touch him,
no, I don't think he did, actually. Oh, I think he's gone in the book, actually, Sean Raggett. Crikey. Referee.
Got rescind that. He didn't touch him, Tom.
Card happy. I was going to say.
That's disgraceful, ref.
I don't think he did anything wrong there, Sean Raggett.
He might have touched his arm, but he didn't kick him in the ankle, which is what he
No. There we go. Nick Pompey's just joined us. Where's it gone? There it is. Nick Pompey, good evening. How are you? Welcome along. We're doing well. Hope everything is good in Spain. What more?
Probably than here.
What more? Sean Mead said, outstanding player. I was one who wrote him off after second injury. Never write Jack Watmore off. What a legend that man is. Equally as legendary as Sean Mead, might I add. Who are the most hardworking players in your opinion? Tom and Andrew says Neil. Tom Naylor does an awful lot for the side, doesn't he? Andy Cannon's an incredibly hard-working footballer.
To be fair, I think Raggett does as well. He works really hard. He's just about ability in it as well.
Got to be a bit of ability, hasn't there? That is
he's
important.
got some, obviously, but
yeah,
he's just a little bit suspect.
Yeah. That's fair enough. West Ham are 3-1 up against Crystal Palace in the Premier League, and Rochdale have equalised against Oxford. It is Rochdale 1, Oxford United 1. It's Matt Dunn with the goal there, and that was and it was a wayward ball. Lincoln know how bad Raggett can be. There we go. He was at Lincoln for quite a while, Sean Raggett. Sean Raggett played for Lincoln for quite some time before he joined us.
Oh, yeah.
Callum Johnson takes a throw in.
He was at Norwich first, when he then Lincoln, I think, after that.
Harness looking for Williams, and it just hasn't been that. Final third football has been non-existent for Pompey recently. Not recently, as in recently in this game, in the opening 22 and a half. About halfway through this first half, and the ball's all the way back with Craig McGilvery, and a little bit of pressure to dispatch one. He does so, though, and that's Ryan Williams. He falls to the ground probably relatively easy. The referee didn't see anything wrong with that, and here George Grant will drive forward, and this is dangerous. Tom Hopper, edge of the box. There's a shot, and he's down well. McGilvery, Anthony Scully.
They're half decent.
They are half decent. It was quick football. McGilvery watched it all the way. Probably one of the best chances Lincoln have had. Danced all the way through the Pompey defence there, and McGilvery was down early doors to gather. Anything to comment on for that as you finish your grapes? Any time today would be wonderful.
They look more in control of the game than we are, Tom.
Everything for us just looks messy and disjointed, whereas they're making the most of the ball, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, and they're passing the ball well. They're closing us down quicker as well.
Paul has clarified that Norwich signed Raggett from Lincoln, so he played for Lincoln before, but did play for Norwich as well. Bridcut's conceded a foul for Lincoln. He's got a serious walk on him.
He's still wearing his horse underneath there.
Yeah. Callum Johnson will be the man to take this.
We need to nick a goal now.
Yeah, it'd be a nice time to score, wouldn't it? It's an in-swinger from Callum Johnson. It's not going to reach a Pompey head. And there are actually 3 Lincoln City players stood waiting for that one to drop out the sky.
No Pompey player challenging.
Lee Brown, ball forward now to Sean Raggett. Has been headed back to Marcus Harness. A little bit of a smear on the camera of this vantage point at Fratton Park as the rain continues to drizzle down. Jack Watmore finds Lee Brown. Not quite. It's hard to tell what the difference is. Conditions are as Andy Cannon receives the ball on the left-hand side. Plays one inside to Tom Naylor, right in the centre of the half. It's congested for Marcus Harness to run through. He's found a ball. Sean Raggett, Ryan Williams, edge of the box, shot away. It's bounces off a couple of players, and the goalkeeper Alex Palmer will come and claim that one with no trouble at all. A little bit of a half chance, probably best little piece of worked football we've seen for a couple of minutes from Pompey. Here's Andy Cannon. Ball comes in now from Harness, and that one will be guided out by Liam Bridcut, the Lincoln City captain, who still hasn't got off his high horse. And it's Alex Palmer who will roll one out and look to take a goal kick for the home side. Conditions are swirling, drizzle, wind has dropped. We can deal with a bit of drizzle. It's not too bad to play in, is it, drizzle? And as it's irritating when you're walking or running towards it, isn't it? But McGee, who's McGee, Meaty? He's up there with one of the most consistent. McGilvery, consistent players, commander's box. I've said it a lot, and I think Andrew probably agrees with me. I think he's one of the best keepers in the league. Yeah, so. He's one of the best keepers we've had for a long time at the football club, dating back to sort of David James time for me.
One thing I'd like to see
Jamie Ashdown as well.
Side, Thomas, is some leadership on the pitch, someone talking to the other players, someone geeing them up. It seems to be everyone's doing their own thing. There isn't a leader on the pitch that's saying, "Come on, lads, do this. Let's move forward, do this," and talking to the other players. I like to see that at this level. I like to see somebody commanding it.
Yeah, I don't think Tom Naylor does a bad job as captain.
Talking too much, though, is he? He's not.
You'd be surprised how much talking's going on from Naylor.
Probably, but it needs
to be hearing.
Commanding, not talking.
Well, it sounds relatively commanding, and it's interesting to hear the sort of things that Kenny Jackett's shouting across the pitch. Make some interesting remarks. Obviously, it's quite distant through my ear, but I can hear communication going on. Hello to Dario. Buenas tardes. Well, Kenny just shouts the occasional, keep working or whatever. I think he does more than people think he does. Any chance of our new signings ready to come on in the second half? Darren, if it's anything to go on from the weekend, mate, we don't really want to make any halftime changes because that completely killed it off for us. Perhaps this is a different type of game that Pompey, and different challenge, I suppose, that Pompey find themselves facing this evening. But I don't think... it's Callum Johnson. Thought that had a mistake written all over it at the back, but he did well to play Craig McGilvery in, and he got that one away with relative ease. It's Andy Cannon now, a little bit behind his normal position for Pompey. I don't know why he's all the way back there, but there we go. Tom Naylor now. Keeping a foothold in terms of possession now, Pompey. Here we go with Andy Cannon bringing the ball over halfway for his colleague and friend Ronan Curtis to latch onto. Here's John Marquis on the spin. Lee Brown found on the left-hand side. He does really well initially, but he can't quite beat his man. Again, it's that pace that just lacks Lee Brown. It's Timothy Ayoma. That turnover in the ball, and that's a
great challenge.
No, it's not. He's going to call up for that one, Jack. What more?
He won the freaking ball fair and square. It's a 50-50 tackle.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I don't think he did too much wrong. We'll watch it.
He's got the ball.
He did get the ball.
If he doesn't get the ball, fair enough.
Yeah. No, I don't know what's wrong with that one, to be honest. Oh my God, he's going for the card. You are joking me. Referee, have a word. What is going on? That's 3 in the book already. Oh my God, he's been sent. Oh! Oh no.
That's ridiculous.
What the hell is he thinking? That is unbelievable. What on earth is he thinking? I didn't think that was a foul. What's happened there? Gonna need to see that one again. No. That will definitely be overturned from the referee. What a dumpy little bellend this guy is.
Don't say things like that.
Oh, look at him. Oh, and almost straight away.
Rochdale 2, Oxford 1.
Challenge. Pompey now down to 10 men. What on earth was that decision all about? What? No, that's not. Oh, we'll see what you. Oh, I'll let you finish what you're eating, but that's mesmerised me. That has. That's never a red
It's
card.
never even a yellow card.
It's not a bad challenge. It's not even a challenge. And now, half an hour in, it's a mountain to climb now for Pompey, and we'll be lucky we can get anything out of this.
What's he done with the formation, Tom?
I don't know what he's done, but Marquis has gone down. He's got to start giving
red
things.
Card, get him off.
Yeah.
It's a goal scoring opportunity.
Ronan Curtis is taking complete advantage of the fact that the referee's not got a clue, protesting that he's
last man.
Yeah, he's going to go in the book, to be fair, for some reason.
No, he should be off then.
No, he wasn't last man.
Jack's tackle. But... What's this? What's that then? That's worse than Jack's tackle. He stood on his foot and ran off.
It's a yellow card.
There's a red for Jack and not a yellow for him. How's that work? You're disgraced.
I can't believe that. Honestly. Well, you ask about formation. I would have thought it'd be Tom Naylor dropping as a centre half, and we'll need to provide that little bit of cover. It's probably going to be. Referee's given 4 red cards in his last 9 games of officiating.
Has he?
He has. Diabolical refereeing. Now it's just a matter of how many Lincolns score. Season over. I think it's quite that drastic, but
drastic, isn't it?
It was a little bit drastic. But everyone's saying it was a dire decision because it was.
What is that header from?
This is now. It's not gone to plan. That's sort of something I wasn't thinking that we'd need to deal with this evening. And Andrew, I'd be surprised. I don't know if you agree with me, but you think we'll get anything out of this one? With 10 men against a good Lincoln side.
I think it's made it a little bit more difficult than we expected it to be, Tom. I think it's an absolutely atrocious decision from the referee. And you say you can't blame the officials for the results.
You can when it's something like that, yeah.
And I don't know. Hopefully we're going to win this game, but it leaves you with a bitter taste in your mouth when the ref does something like that.
I cannot quite. I mean, people speak about refs. They say, "Oh, such and such is a rubbish referee," but that's probably one of the worst decisions. I don't say this lightly. It's probably one of the worst decisions I've ever seen made in a football game. Yeah. I think no one in their right mind watching this, as a neutral or as a Pompey fan or even as a Lincoln fan, there's not a red card. If there's any neutrals watching this stream by any chance, I'd love to know what you thought of that if you've seen it. But that would, for me, that's hardly a foul. And it wasn't a second yellow. And it will be a 3-match ban, which I'm sure we will contest. And I'm sure the FA will take a look at that and think, no, actually, he's made an absolute clanger with that. It's a really, really poor decision. Anyway, let's not dwell on that one. Here's John Marquis now going down. And it's going to be one of those where the referee will probably blow up for an awful lot this evening. We're just going to have another look at this red card.
Or not.
No, we're not. But it's not a red. For me, it doesn't even constitute a yellow. No, it's a straight red card.
Yeah, but it would have been a second yellow, wouldn't it?
No, it was a straight red card.
Madness. Even if you'd given him a second yellow, it would have gone. She's on a yellow already.
It's not a red card in the middle of the pitch. Let me quote the laws of the game. A red card in the middle of the pitch has to only be for serious foul play or violent conduct. You cannot give a red card if it's in the centre circle for anything other than that. Well, A, you won the ball. B, it's not forceful. He wasn't looking for it.
Maggot, nobody in the box. Nobody in the box.
I'm struggling with this, actually. I really can't move on. It's a yellow, as Tim's quite rightly said, it's a yellow card at the worst.
Yeah, but if it's yellow, that's two yellows, he's off.
No, but it's not, is it? He hasn't received a yellow card. It's his first booking of the evening.
No, he's already booked.
No, he wasn't. That's a straight red card.
I think the fine Jack was already booked.
No, he wasn't, mate.
It wasn't the first 10 minutes.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't booked.
Tom, careful what you're saying live on the air. He was already on a yellow.
No, he wasn't. It's a straight red card.
No, he gave him a straight red.
Doesn't matter. If you give a straight red, that constitutes any other booking.
I know that.
He's just gone bang
already, so he'd have given him a second yellow at worst, and he'd been off.
Watmore has not been booked. Thank you, Neil. It wasn't Watmore that went in the book.
Who was it then?
I don't know. I'll find out for you. Someone can tell us. I'm sure they'll tell us. I'll have a quick look for you now.
I'm pretty confident Jack Watmore was on a yellow, and then
yellow cards in this game so far have been for Marcus Harness, Sean Raggett, and Jack Watmore received a straight red card.
Okay, fine.
But it was not.
Maybe I was confused. Raggett.
I think you might have done. But what I'm saying is, even if he had given him a yellow already, the fact that the referee just went whap red supersedes any. Yeah, that's
I've got that already. But I'm just thinking. I don't know why I was thinking it had a yellow. I thought it was on a yellow.
Can I ask? VAR would have overturned that. I'm not asking. I'm just saying they would have done. That would have been a referee goes over to the monitor and goes like that and gives him a yellow for it. And perhaps a referee's robbed 3 points off us this evening. I don't know how you feel about that.
Well, like Kenny's trousers.
Lovely. This is going to be a tough one now, ladies and gents. Raggett was booked. Yeah, Raggett's and Harness have been booked. Thanks everyone for all your help. It's very much appreciated. You're going to need another glass of wine, I think, tonight.
Can't have one, Tom.
Why not? You've already had the whole bottle, have you?
I drank the bottle now.
Anyway, well, obviously we're approaching half-time already now. We'll have plenty to discuss with our half-time guests, who we've got 4 of this evening. I've lined them up. So we're looking forward to speaking to them all individually. We might even have a couple on to...
They are going down like
at the same time.
Proverbial crap, these boys of Lincoln, like no one's business, trying to get another player sent off.
It's Swindon 0, Plymouth 1 elsewhere in League One at this moment in time. It's coming up to 38 minutes for Pompey. And ref needs to go back to Specsavers. I know the football culture is to give referees a hard time and a slating, and they're only trying to do their job on most occasions. But that, I don't know where it came from. It just came from nowhere. I mean, it wasn't immediately the referee came over and just gave him a red. He took a bit of time to think about his decision. And oh my word, that is a ridiculous save from Craig McGilvery. It was his leg. It was Conor McGradles with the chance, the header. And that, how has that not gone in? Brennan Johnson with a little bit of push, Callum Johnson on that left-hand side. And it's the header. It's brilliant from McGilvery. How he managed to
by mistake,
mistakenly got it over the crossbar somehow. It's an unbelievable save. And the Lincoln corner's not good. And it'll be John Marquis who will hammer one away into the north stand. And, that's just that's put a real dampener on the evening for me, because I was all hyped up to go again and provide a response and do better than we did on Saturday, and then something like that completely out of your control goes against you. And
Jack's had a good week, hasn't he?
Be careful with what I say, but the dumpy little man in the middle with the whistles had an absolute mare. John Marquis now receiving the ball midway inside our own half. It's worked back to Lee Brown after a challenge on Marquis. There is such a thing that exists in sort of referees' code in which you try and level up your decisions in the best way you possibly can. I would almost expect probably a 50-50 penalty to go our way later on in the game would be nice. You don't know, do you? Conor McGradles. And he's done well there, Andy Cannon, to put a stop to that. And Chris has pointed out that 10 men do win games. Can you see our 10 men winning this one, Andrew?
I feel it coming, Tom.
Right.
I feel...
You're more confident than I am.
I feel it coming. I don't think... Lincoln are quick, they're sharp, and they're pretty lively. But and they've got one or two good, fast-moving feet they've got, and people that are moving quite quickly into space. It's a damp, wet evening. I think the rain stopped. They might be a little bit overconfident now.
Anthony Scully's been probably the brightest for Lincoln City. He's the guy who just had the shot there. He took a little turn, took it away from Lee Brown. It's a scuff eventually for Craig McGilvery to claim quite easily, but he's had a couple of chances so far, and that's Callum Johnson, who's had a bit of a nightmare there, but Sean Raggett's there to cover him, and he fires one long, and it's not to a blue shirt, it's to a black shirt.
Yeah, well, this is the ball. This is what I'm saying about Raggett just being a bit suspect, where he's got plenty of time, then he whacks it back to them, and then he puts yourself under pressure again. You've got to keep control of the ball. You've got to hold the ball. You've got to keep it. You don't knock it back to them. Get it to a blue shirt. Worst case, give it to one of your own players. Especially if you're as bad as distribution as Raggett is. Just get it to a blue shirt. Simple.
Anyway, 41.5 minutes has been played. Pompey probably will be grateful to go in 0-0 with a point so far from this.
I don't know, Tom. I don't know.
To have some time to sort of reevaluate how we go about this second half. Perhaps that will be beneficial for them. Ryan Williams, excellent job there, managing to hold off that attacking threat from Lincoln City. Again, it's only as far as John Marquis. You can't get on the end of it, but you can understand why there's an awful lot of defensive work going on from Pompey and just the odd attack when it feels right at the moment. I think we need to be incredibly cautious.
I think we need to be not defending our goal too much, Tom. Not sit back too much. Just carry on playing our game without one midfielder. That's what we've got to be doing, I think. As you say, we've got 3 at the back now, haven't we?
Well, it's 4, isn't it? It's Lee Brown, Raggett, Naylor's back there, and then Johnson as well. Everything's sort of being played back in Pompey territory right now. The ball hasn't really gone over.
This is silly, just knocking it back to them. This is stupid.
Well, this is the only thing we can.
No, it isn't the only thing we can do. You play it out and play it at your feet. Don't just lump it back to them. Just come back at you again. Put yourself under pressure.
Where else is it going to go?
Just hold on to it and walk out with it. Run out with it. Keep it to your feet. We've got some people that can play football here.
It's deep with the 2 lots of 4. As we've been discussing, and Marcus Harness has conceded a corner.
City. Don't let them play football. Just get the fucking ball and take it off them.
What's your language?
Oh, excuse my language. It irritates me.
It's a Lincoln corner.
It's Pompey against friggin' Lincoln.
Jerry Yates and Epketia have scored in the last couple of moments of Blackpool. Actually, they are now 2 goals to the good just before half time at Wigan Athletic. It is Wigan 0, Blackpool 2. As that corner is a far one, actually gets all the way out to the 18-yard line, and it's another one on the other side. Get it behind, and that right-hand side. It's still 0-0, 43.5 minutes in. We're getting closer and closer to the half-time whistle, which is good news because it's been a batten down the hatches kind of 15 minutes since the sending off of Jack Watmore. Definitely not looking like a game we're going to win 4-0. I don't know. We might run away with it. Might go against all odds. It will make the victory. Oh, my word. It's a brilliant save from McGilvery. Keep Pompey in this one just before halftime. As I was just saying, how sweet the victory would be should we go and get it. That struck the bar like a rocket. I heard it all the way up here. It was a corner, I think, initially. The ball came in. I don't know who it was, but it was a brilliant effort. McGilvery does really well to send that one behind. You comment on that one?
No.
You're seething, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm not happy. Yeah.
You're not happy. Here is Teo Eden down the left-hand side for Lincoln. It is Joe Walsh now for Lincoln City. Plays the ball to George Grant. Anthony Scully. And it will be
the 5th corner, isn't it?
6th corner of the evening for Lincoln City. As the clock just about ticks over 45 minutes. I'm not sure how much added time there will be. Here's this chance again. It's actually Teo Eden who had the shot. It will be 2 added minutes for Pompey at the end of this first half. Ronan Curtis is helping the ball out, and it's Yeah, looked like they had a counter attack, and the referee, for some freaking reason, has pulled the ball back when we could have been away there. Just going over the halfway line, and there was literally hardly any Lincoln shirts to beat because they're all back from the previous corner, and that's once again an example of horrendous officiating this evening that we've seen. We're now almost a minute into this first half, into the added minutes of this first half. John Marquis on the spin. Up towards halfway with Sean Raggett, and again
Raggett on the head and goes anywhere.
Yeah, Anthony Scully's managed to capitalise on a poor Raggett header.
To him then, get to him.
And he's got the time to play a ball over Longwoods, and luckily that was a poor touch from George Grant, and that, sorry, not George Grant, it was Brennan Johnson. It'll be Callum Johnson to take the Pompey throw. Matthew said, by the sounds of things, Curtis hasn't really been there tonight so far. Andrew, thoughts on that? Curtis's appearance tonight?
He hasn't done much, Tom, has he? But to be fair, neither has anyone else.
There's John Marquis, and that's a foul that the linesman on this near side has called on Edun, and I think in the referee's book that almost constitutes a second yellow card. But I can confirm it has finished at Fratton Park. Not for us yet, but it has. We are down a man, but level at the break. And in the politest way possible, what have you made of that first 45 or 47 minutes?
Well, I think they fancy it now, Tom, don't they? The 10 men is always in there for someone's favour for 10 men. I was just interested to see what Gallen and Jackett say at half time to
needs to be inspiring, doesn't it?
What they need to do is work out what we're going to do and who's going to play formation, what formation we're going to play.
Absolutely. Before we speak to Aaron, before we speak to Adam, before we speak to Brendan and also Sean, who will join us in a moment, just to say that there are 155 of you that join us across YouTube and Facebook. We're on 97 likes, boys and girls. If we can smash through 100, that would be wonderful. I'm sure there's plenty of you watching that haven't yet liked the stream, and if you could do so, that'd be wonderful. Let's get to our partner in crime then. Here he is. Aaron is ready to go, and the major talking point of that, mate, was the decision on about half an hour for Jack. I will just take you out my ear so Andrew can hear what you're saying. But what did you make of that decision?
I thought it was April the 1st. I really did. It was just, what was that? And then a couple of minutes later, the other end, he should have got red card for last man. It was unbelievable, just unbelievable. I know the refs are bad in this league, but that is just different level, absolute different level. And like you said as well, was it 4 red cards in 9 games?
Yeah, it's 5 in 10 now, but yeah.
It's just unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. I think we were still over bit sussing that from the weekend anyway, so we had to come out. But no, Lincoln players are just diving about, trying to get bookings and everything as well. It's mad, absolutely mad. Even social media for the last couple of days, it's just been absolute toxic for some of the fans and everything. I think some of the fans have never been to Fratton Park, to be personally honest. But tonight, it's just, I'm lost for words. I was buzzing today thinking, right, we're going to come back out, going to really, really get at them and everything. I've been watching other things and on Twitter and everything as well with Lincoln fans and that some of them were wary about tonight's game because of the result from Saturday. But I think second half, Kenny has got to get his tactics right. As long as he gets his tactic right and brings on the right subs and everything, without doing the stupid things he did last week, Saturday and everything. That was
what's your suggestion, Aaron? What should he do?
Oh, it's difficult because now we're down to 10 men. But I think, I know it sounds mad, but take Harness off. It's difficult. It really is because now we're down to 10 men. I think we should give the new lad from Tottenham a chance. Get him out.
Is he strong enough? Is he strong enough on the ball? He's a whippersnapper, little lightweight, isn't he? Is he going to be strong enough against this Lincoln side?
I think with his set pieces, what I've been seeing at the Tottenham training camps and everything on YouTube and everything, I think his set pieces are amazing. He's probably one of their best set piece specialists at Tottenham. Throughout the whole of first team reserves and under 23s, he's like the best out of all of them. But it is difficult. But we just can't fall back. We can't go to sleep. Lincoln are going to come out at us now. You know, the next 10 minutes in the second half is going to be live or die now. So we just got to defend well, get the ball out, get like Andrew said, don't just like play it back. We got to push out, get into the wings, cut across. Curtis needs to step up now. If he doesn't step up, he's going to have to come off because he's not doing it for me at the moment. I know he's been off and everything for a while, and then he's come back into the frame, but he needs to step up. But I feel really sorry for Jack, really sorry, because there was no way a penalty, no way. And so far, man of the match has been our keeper. I've just seen a couple of the saves and everything with the foot and everything as well. He's been outstanding. He's kept us in this game. So we just need to be very tight. Naylor needs to like control everything now, shout at everyone, because Jacket, he does chuck his orders, but he just stands there like a statue. Tom Naylor needs to take charge, get everyone playing. And we've been playing phenomenal for the last month or so. Was it 5 games unbeaten, clean sheets and everything? And then all of a sudden it's just gone to pot. I'm not going to badmouth Jacket and everything like everyone does, because I do like Jacket. But it's just, we've just got to step up now. We've got to show this league and the ref exactly what we are and just play lovely football. We've got to do it now, because we got Charlton on Saturday. They're winning at the moment as well. Doncaster are now winning 2-0. And they're winning 2-0 now. So they're on the same points as us. We need to get this win. So then we're 1 point behind at the top of that 1 point. Yeah, because Hull's even losing as well. It's mad. This league is absolutely mental this year. It's so close. And I will take a breath. I will take a breath now.
Yeah, no, that's fine, mate. What you've said's fantastic, Aaron. It's a pleasure to have you on as always, mate. And you bring you're a ray of sunshine on the channel, should we say? Thank you so much.
At least I'm smiling today. At least we're not losing it.
Yeah. I've been sat next to someone who's been very negative for the first 45 minutes of this game. So it's lovely to speak to a friend with a bumpy face.
I completely understand where Andrew's coming from.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But it's just like, it can't get any worse. And as soon as tomorrow morning, they will go to the FA and they will squash that red card straight away.
No, it'll be rescinded, definitely.
Yeah, but that doesn't stop us losing the game, does it? That's the point. It can be rescinded. No. But that does not stop us losing this game tonight for a decision that was outrageous.
Yeah, it was, but they just can't let that affect them now. If Jacket's right with his halftime speech, just like, look, they're taking the mickey out of you now. You can play this. You can win this. You're down to 10 men, but you can still win this. Go out there and play football. Show the whole of the league that we are title contenders. I strongly believe we can still win the league, but we just can't afford this blip at the moment. Because everyone's now winning. Everyone around us is winning, so we've got to get on with it now.
Talk for 90 minutes, mate.
There's the foghorn. Aaron, if you'd like to join us at the end of the game, mate, see where we are after that, then you've got the link. You're more than welcome to jump back on at minute 90.
Yeah, no
for now, we're going to crack on, mate, but hopefully we'll see you after the game.
Hopefully 2-0 finish. 2-0.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Yeah.
Cheers, Aaron. Speak to you in a minute.
All right, speak to you in a bit. All right, no worries. All right.
The foghorn's back. There we go. Right, let's speak to Sean. How are you, mate? You don't look very happy.
It's never dull as a Pompey fan, is it?
No, it's not.
Yeah, bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. I don't know what the referee did. It was a strange decision. Maybe from his angle, it's the only defence I can give him. I feel sorry for Jack, and it all depends on what Jacket does now.
What can he do? What should he do?
Having Naylor in defence is not good for us. So I would bring on Rasmus, bring Naylor forward again, and then it's a decision. Then do you take off Ronan, who's not playing at all? We've been carrying him all game. Problem is we've got 3 good for their players: Harness, Curtis, and Williams, and it's just we can't carry 3 when they're not performing. So I think put Jacobs in. He's a bit more physical. He's a bit more on the ball. He'll hold it in midfield. So I bring on Jacobs and Rasmus and bring Naylor back into midfield. Or I bring on Jacobs and Close and keep Naylor in defence.
Can I just jump in and say that Rasmus Nikolaisen with this referee is probably likely to get himself sent off as well, considering the challenges that we've seen him put in the last couple of games that he's played.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I totally agree. But the problem is with Naylor in defence, you see it all the time. The ball's just being hoofed back up and it's coming back out against us wave after wave.
Which is where Tom Naylor would normally be to receive it, yeah.
Yeah, we need the men in the midfield who are men. We don't need the Tottenham youngster because he may be talented at set pieces. We're not going to get many of them, and he's not going to be a Beckham and pick one out of the top corner. We need people in the midfield to actually hold it, and hopefully we can get Marcus away on a quick break, or harness or whatever we're going to do. But it's just the fact that we need to hold it in midfield before we can do anything.
Sean, final one for you, mate. Is the best form of defence attack for the next 45 minutes?
Always. It'd be lovely to win as 10 men, wouldn't it?
Oh, we could do a Coventry City, as some people were saying in the comments a couple of minutes ago. That would be wonderful. Sean, if you're still sticking around, mate, we'd be lovely to get your thoughts on the next 45 minutes at minute 90, or if you've got to jet off and enjoy the rest of your evening.
The heart's going, so we're hopefully being in good form at the end of the game.
Let's hope so. See you at the end of the game, mate. Thanks for coming on.
Good comments.
Right. Let's go for Adam. How are you, mate?
Well, been better, but well, not the greatest start, but I mean, you just gotta live and learn, I guess. I think personally, I do disagree with Sean. I think maybe we should put Naylor in defence and then put Harvey White as a bit more creative in there. But this game could go anywhere with this referee. Honestly, so from what I'm seeing here, it's just shambolic. Absolutely shambolic.
Do you think it could be in the first 5 minutes he sends one of their players off to even it up? That's a different game, isn't it? We'd be talking different turkey then, wouldn't we?
I don't even know what could happen. I'm looking at this game, and I mean, McGilvery's keeping us in this, and it's just, without him, I think we'd be 2-0 down easily.
To be honest, 11 against 11 before Jack got sent off. They looked very quick, didn't they? Very sharp. They looked like they moved for each other quite well. They passed the ball well. I thought they looked dangerous, to be fair, in the first 20 minutes before Jack went.
No, they're a quick team. They counter, and that's probably what they're looking to do, but they can't do that now that we've got 10 men. I don't know why they're not doing it. But I'm surprised that they weren't immediately rushing onto us and pressing us when we lost a man. I don't know what they're doing, to be honest. I think they're going to have a serious chat at half time saying, you really need to press them now that they've got 10 men. Like, I really didn't know what they were doing. It's like they went, yeah.
Can I ask a question away from the obvious talking point? I mean, have you been at all pleased with the football that Pompey have played in the opening 45? Has there been anything to be pleased with from that point of view?
Not really. I haven't really seen any bright sparks, to be honest. Maybe a few good Sean Raggett clearances, but then again, he always lets us down with the stupid slide tackles or the scrambled movement on the ball. There's nothing really to write home about, to be honest, Tom.
Adam, I feel like I do this to you every time, mate, but here's some breaking news. Charlie Daniels and Rasmus Nikolaisen are coming on for Pompey in the second half.
Charlie Daniels might be a good shout. Experience.
Yeah, 35-year-old head in the pitch, and perhaps a bit of experience.
Going off.
I haven't got a clue about who's going off, to be honest. I just know that those are the two players that are coming on.
Because I didn't think Lee Brown actually did that bad.
No, it's pretty good. Got 5 across the back, isn't he?
I wonder if he's trying to stick out for the draw. He's not even willing to attack at all. I think he's trying to stick it out and then maybe do a last-minute sprint with Ellis Harrison or anyone he tries to bring on.
I would have thought that's probably a wise thing to do against a team that are above us, and as such an important game it's turned into since the debacle of Saturday. I wouldn't mind Kenny's horrendous defensive tactics on a night like this. I think it's important, actually, that we don't lose this game.
0-0 go. I'll be happy with 0-0.
0-0's fine.
0-0,
0-0, whatever. Yeah.
I mean, luckily, Hull did lose, so I mean, we've got that in our swing. So if Hull didn't lose, then I'd be a lot more worried about maybe a draw or a loss here. But swings and roundabouts. It's not the end of the world, but it's still an important game.
Yeah, the other thing is, of course, Hull aren't the only team there, are they?
Yeah.
Thereabouts. So that's the problem. So we need to get a point out of this, at least, I think. And I sound very pessimistic and disappointed because the referees wrecked my evening, frankly, and I think the same for everyone.
Even with the red wine on the go,
Well, he had a glass of red wine, but I don't say what I'm going to say about the referee, but he's absolutely atrocious.
He does seem like he's given everyone a yellow card
Yeah,
or red for us.
Yeah, a couple of reds in there doesn't go amiss. Adam, do you fancy having this conversation at minute 90, mate? See where we are by then.
Yeah, of course. Unless I'm off crying after we.
Well, you might need to take over, mate, because we'll probably be crying as well. We'll speak to you after the full-time whistle.
See you later.
Cheers, mate. Have a good one. Cheers. Right, Brendan, come on, positivity. Let's have some of it. Rasmus is coming on.
Positivity. Gosh, that's my middle name, lads. Yeah, I think getting Rasmus on to be a bit more solid at the back because I love Naylor in centre midfield, and I think when we put Naylor there a couple of years ago, it didn't really work out. I think he's a lot more better in the centre mid. Daniels, I'm all for that because I'm not the biggest Lee Brown fan at the moment. No, he's been all right, but he doesn't seem to want to go forward. He's very much sideways, backwards.
He's
I want him
slow in comparison to them, isn't he, Lee Brown?
He's been very slow this year. I think we had a debate on Facebook with some fella, and I was saying Lee Brown can't keep up anymore. Look at his age. He said he's early 30s, but he can't keep up. And this bloke tried to be like, oh yeah, Maldini was still pacey at his age, but he's comparing Maldini to Lee Brown, which he can't do that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think it's going to be good. I think we are going to stick it out for the rest of the half, and then try and hit them quickly at the end of the game. The old man wants to say a word now.
Go for it.
I mean, I've got a couple of points, but Ragnarsson's what is his name? Nikolaisen. He's out on the pitch. He's got his jacket off. He's out there, and the teams are just coming out. There is some points I'd like to discuss with you, if possible. But I don't want to not watch the game, so I'm going to back out, and I might see you afterwards.
Okay, but what's your point? Go on. It's not a problem.
One of my points is to do with the long ball kicks out by McIlvery going to Marquis. I'd like to know the percentage of times that he actually holds on to the ball or he lays it back to one of our players. A lot of the times it's wasted balls, and all it does is come straight back. Like one of the guys said just now, it goes to Tom Naylor, and then Tom tries to head it back, or Cannon tries to head it back. This style of play is not very good, not from just the spectator's point of view, but from our possession side of the game. We need to build sometimes from the back, and we don't do that enough. We need to do that.
To take you to the point, you don't see Lincoln playing that way tonight, and they're
no, and you don't see half the other teams that come, or more than half the teams coming to us. They don't do that either. And there's another thing. Just quickly about Harness. Harness has not done it for weeks and weeks, and then Appleton what's his name? Gallen comes out in the press and defends him today in the paper, which was yesterday's most probably. But he can't defend to save his life. If you had a statistician on his defending, because he is a right winger as well as a right midfield player, as well as covering for the right back, then he should be able to defend a lot better than he actually does.
Positivity. Sorry,
Brendan, Tom. More of your dad, please, in the future, mate. This is quality. I bet people are really enjoying it.
There is some more. Should we save it for after? But
let's save it for minute 90. We'll crack on with the commentary, guys, and we'll be back with you at 90 minutes.
Yeah, take care, lads.
Cheers, mate. Well, that was fantastic. I enjoyed that. There's your half-time talk, ladies and gents, which is slowly becoming the highlight of the stream.
When we have half-time, so there we go. But myself and Andy are going to guide you through the next 45 minutes or so, and then we'll get back to our guests in the next couple of moments. Right. How are you feeling going into this?
Well, you're talking to me, Tom?
I'm talking to you.
Right. Well, the changes made, I think, are sensible changes. Nicolaisen's on. I can't see who he's taken off for Nikolaisen, Tom. But
Harness is not on the pitch anymore. It's Marcus Harness who's come off, and it's Nikolaisen coming on. So it isn't Daniels who's come on. I wouldn't have thought he's far from coming on. Kenny can make 5 substitutions, as you say that. Excuse me, Lincoln looking pretty sharp. It's Timothy Ayoma, and he's just done well there to shield it out of play.
He's got 5 across the back, hasn't he, Kenny?
We'll have a look in a second and just see. But it's the second half, sorry, has only just recently got back underway. If you'd like to take the seat just for a few seconds, I'm desperate for the loo, so you can sit there and try and not let there be any silence for the next couple of moments.
Well, Gilry's just taking a kick, Tom, and I think, oh dear, you're going to miss this goal. No, not joking. Marcus has got to do a little bit better than that, I think. He's sort of 50% effort there, but he's given away a free kick, so that's wasting another 30 seconds. He's quite right. He's saying, "Ref, look at my stud. The guy's put his studs down his thigh." So he's not happy, Marcus. But there was 3 Lincoln players on him then, so I'm not sure that was a free kick to them. But let's take it because we've got to, haven't we? That was a woeful pass from Lincoln. But saying that, they're still on the attack and. Now we could be on with a break, I think, with Williams, and now back to Naylor. You'll play yourself into trouble there if you're not careful, Sunshine. Who's that? Brown? Yeah, Brown. He's quite nifty, isn't he? So back with Lincoln just outside the box. They're under it. Oh my God, this looks ominous. They're inside the box. He's going to square it, and he's going to walk through 4 players, 3 players, 2 players, and that's shocking from Lincoln.
I've heard there was a shot in my ear.
No, it was over the bar.
Was it a shot over the bar, was it? Anyway.
Nothing to worry about, mate. There it is. Look, you see it on the TV.
Oh, it's not a dangerous one, is it? Who's looked the better coming out of this, out of the first half break?
Luckily, they aren't as good as the table tells us, I don't think. They're quick, they're sharp, they move the ball quickly. The final third for me, they're not really that threatening, Tom, in the first 4 minutes or so, but they should be playing like they did in the first 2 minutes of the first half.
Patience is the key to us winning this now. Sean, I think you've been spending too much time watching the COVID-19 news, mate. Patience with a CE, not a TS, my friend. But it's the key for us winning this. It's Johnson down, and the Pompey players protest to the referee that, that's... No, it's a foul. Yeah. Anyway, ladies and gents, there's 171 of you watching this. Just so we can get a bit of a gauge on what the consensus is feeling like, can you drop your full-time score prediction in the live chat down below right now? Either if you're on Facebook or YouTube, doesn't matter whatsoever, but I'd love to know what you think. So just 0-0, 1-0, 4-0 if you want to go for it. Let us know how you're feeling at this moment in time. I'd love to see kind of gauge the mood among Pompey fans, and perhaps if there's any Lincoln fans or neutral fans watching, as Ronan Curtis works his way down the left-hand side. Probably lucky to still be on the pitch in this second half, Ronan Curtis, after a pretty poor first half display.
I think we've got to have some pace, Tom, otherwise we defend it for the next 45 minutes, which is suicide. So I think that's why he left him on there, to give us an outlet. And that's the sort of ball from Nick Lyson to Ronan Curtis that we'd expect from a quality defender like him.
I'm just going to stop you there. I've had loads and loads of comments already flooding in, so I'm going to try and get through them as best we can. Before we do so, it's Lee Brown and John Marcus working hard together on the left-hand side. John Marcus has still got the ball with him. And Marcus is dancing through the middle of the pitch, and he's unfortunately lost out, but he's back with the ball. Ronan Curtis still has possession, fires one long, and you would have thought nothing's going to come of that from Brian Williams. It's a head and hope. Right, the Legend's gone for 1-0. It's 1-1, 1-0, 1-0, 0-0, 1-0 Pompey, 0-0, 1-0 Pompey. Aaron's going for 1-0, 2-0 to the away side. Angela's saying 1-0 Pompey. 0-1 from Huey. Going for a 1-0, says Ollie Clark. 3-0 from Robert on Facebook. 1-0 Scrapper, says Chris. 1-0, 0-0. 1-0 Pompey, feeling optimistic. Thank you very much indeed for that. 2-1 Pompey. 1-2, 2-1, 2-0, says Lily May. Welcome along to the stream. George is saying 1-0 Pompey. William in a New York State is saying he's praying for a 0-0. but fear the worst. Russ is going for a 1-0 win to Lincoln. 1-0 Lincoln win, sorry. Charlie's saying 2-1 Pompey. Lee's going for a 2-0 to the away side, as is Darren. Adam's happy that Rasmus is left-footed. He can ping that ball back to Ronan. There we go. That's a very, very clever comment from Adam. I hadn't spotted that. Bit of the left foot of Rasmus, a fan of that. Excellent hold-up play by Curtis. Says Sean, it's a 3-0 Pompey, 1-0, 3-1. I'd love a 1-0 Pompey. 2-0 Lincoln will crumble in the last 15 minutes, says Andrew Lancaster. And Georgie's pleading for everyone to be optimistic. Andrew, from that, I'm going to go, the consensus is 1-0 Pompey. So would you agree with the group? A wonderful group that join us on YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah, I would.
Smash and grab.
Yeah, I would do, Tom. If the first 5 to 7 minutes of this game we look like scoring, but
it doesn't matter when the goal goes in, does it? It will just be maybe a last minute job.
Lincoln have obviously got the one-man advantage, and we look like they've got a lot of space. We're not closing them down. We're not making the challenges, are we? I think we're worried that the ref is going to blow up.
Oh, as we say, that's a shot, and it's Tom Hopper with the chance there. Didn't go in, but it was just watching the movement from Lincoln City. It looks confident, doesn't it? Oh, I've done that again.
Behind the glass.
No, because I can't see it otherwise. Oh, I've just knocked that down as well. Hang on, let me pull this forward, and then that solves the issue, doesn't it? There we go. Wonderful. Pompey doing okay for the time being, Andrew, I think. Lincoln playing around, though. It's away by Nikolaj, and it's only as far as Ayoma. Oh, and it's the goal kick and the referees. Lee Brown, just too strong for him. Probably the best thing he's done all evening, actually. And it's blocked by the Blues defence, and that'll be a Craig McGilvery kick. And Brown was strong there, and I think that's probably one of his, but one to go on his highlight reel for the evening. Would you say?
Yeah, I think he's angry, Mr. Brown.
Mr. Brown, not to be confused with former Labour Prime Minister Gordon Brown. Although
he's angry as well.
He's very much an angry man. Hello, Andrew says Robert Barry Diarling.
Hello, Robert. How are you, mate?
Welcome along. Phil can't see us scoring again. Brian said, just ping in a few sharp crosses and off the shin of a Lincoln defender. Do the same as Hull did against us.
Yeah, fair comment.
I suppose.
Whip the ball in on a wet evening like this, Tom.
Yeah. Do Lincoln look like they're playing for a draw?
No. They're coming for a win now, weren't they?
They might be coming for something, but and Cohen and Curtis came in, and it was
He's possessed. Look, Ronan's possessed.
Yeah, but it's a risk. He's left us wide open there, Curtis, and that's a foul, referee. There's Rasmus again, and he's probably going to go in the book for that. Oh, it wasn't Rasmus, it was Andy Cannon. He's got to be careful arguing back with this referee, mate. Hello to Leeds 2021. Welcome along to the stream. Hope you're well. And Beanie's saying that Lincoln are going to win 3-0. I think you might be wrong there. Aaron saying the table looks very interesting at the moment. We will have a quick look at that, actually. Aaron, thank you very much for reminding us of that fact. Andrew, just 55 minutes in, Pompey doing all right so far for you?
Yeah, I think so, Tom. I think we're sort of, I don't know if Lincoln have run out of ideas or what, but they don't seem to be as at the races as they were in the first sort of 5 to 10 minutes. So
three points takes a second. And that will actually pop Lincoln off the top spot because sorry, that's not true. Yeah. Oh, as I say that, sorry.
Very quick though, to be fair.
That was my bad. As a win won't take us top. A win will take us to 44 points, which is third. But that will also mean that the gap closes between Lincoln and Hull to the same points tally. So Hull are now a game ahead of everyone. Well, not everyone else, but they're a game ahead at the top of the table. As it stands, it looks like this Lincoln. I'll tell you what we'll do. I won't read it out to you. I'll get it on the screen in just a moment if you bear with me. He's played it off to the right-hand side. Here is Conor McGradles for Lincoln City as they come forward. There's a lot of space in this game now, Andrew. Scully on the left-hand side. Eden on the overlap. Scully comes in field.
You've got to get out to him. Look,
You've
we're
got
giving
to
them
get
so
out to
much
them.
space.
George
Get
Grant,
to
edge of the
them.
box.
Standing on your 18-yard line.
Shot for distance. McGilvery comes and gathers.
Too
And I've
much
said that a lot
space,
this
space.
evening.
We've got to close them down quickly. Stop them playing football.
Yeah.
Look at the space the guy's got. Look, get on to him.
How much space has Bridcut got?
They've all got it.
It's all the space in the
make
world.
those tackles, you've got to get into them. Show them they're in a freaking game. Like this. Get into them. Right, the ref could be suspect, but...
It doesn't excuse the fact that we're not playing like we should be, does it?
No,
I mean, you can...
No, we're poor, Tom.
We're not poor, are we?
We are poor.
We're not poor.
We are poor considering the way we've played in the last... I thought 2 weeks ago we could beat anyone in this league, and now it's almost like you've had a great time for 6 weeks, and all of a sudden it's gone back to we ain't got a freaking clue.
Right, there's your table as it stands right now. It's Lincoln top of the league on 46 points. That does include the point that they've gained so far from this game this evening, with still half an hour to play. Hull is second, 24 games played, 45 points at the moment. Peterborough a third in the pack. They are on 43. And is Pompey coming just outside the, well, if it was a race, it would be just off the podium for Pompey in fourth place. 23 games played and 42 points. That goal difference is very similar to any of the teams that they're challenging above them. Followed closely with 2 games in hand, Doncaster Rovers, who could actually cause an upset. And those, I don't know how long those 2 games in hand are going to hang over them. But it's Charlton, who've played 25 matches now and still only on 40 points. So you would have thought Charlton are facing an uphill battle. And then it's Sunderland and Accrington that make up the rest out of sight. Takes you all the way down to the playoffs. Okay, that's how we're looking at this moment in time. Hope that's beneficial to any of you watching that maybe can't see what's going on the table. I'm afraid to say it's not a good scoreline at St Fary's down the road, but that is all I will say on that one. I don't want to make the night any worse.
Bad evening already.
I know. And Teo Eden protests to the referee that it was his throw-in. That's probably not the least of his worries this evening, as Callum Johnson's there to pick that up. And just uses the time for some reason. I would have thought we want to be going for this a little bit more, but there we go. Adam has said, quite rightly, we have to remember a man down. The players can't always keep running around or they'll tire themselves and absorb the pressure, then counter. And counter is what we shall hopefully do. Ronan is playing across the park behind Marquis. Need the fullbacks to get up the sides. Daniels, anyone? Sean, we discussed that at the halftime whistle, mate. I'm not quite sure what's happened there. It was going to be a change that will happen. But it clearly hasn't happened yet. So hopefully we will see that happen. Rilla said happen a load of times there, but there are still 4 changes that Kenny Jackett can make. Remember, it's on 3 separate occasions that he can make those 4 changes. So plenty of options for Kenny in terms of the bench. What we will do very quickly is just have a look at said bench. You can see there it's Charlie Daniels, Rasmus Nikolaisen already on the pitch. He's got a choice of Charlie Daniels, Harvey White, George Byers, Michael Jacobs or Ellis Harrison at his disposal. So Andrew, if you were Kenny, you've got 4 players to bring on. Would you use them all?
I think I would wait until this group of players are tired, Tom, because they're not doing so badly considering we're only 10 men. Oh, here we are. Williams.
This is the chance. Williams, edge of the box. He's beaten his man. Dead ball line. Ball goes in. Marquis and Curtis waiting for it, and the keeper's done well to get a touch on that.
The keeper don't touch that. It's 1-0.
That is 1-0. But unfortunately, the keeper did touch that, and Alex Palmer's made a seriously good contact with the ball there to keep Lincoln City in this game. It's a long ball that no one will be chasing, and that ball cannot happen, Pompey. It's not working. Over the top is just gifting possession, isn't it? When do we realise that? What does ball over the top achieve? Correct me if I'm wrong. You said it at half-time. Play the ball on the freaking ground.
That's what we should do, like Lincoln do.
Because otherwise, have you seen many long balls from Lincoln
Not
so
one
far?
yet, mate. Not one.
There is space outside the penalty area for George Grant.
Get to him.
There's a chance to put the ball in, and Rasmus, because they header away, had no idea who was around him. It's a vital header in the end, and it will be a Lincoln City throw-in. Here's that chance again for Pompey. Ryan Williams puts the ball over. The keeper is outstretched as much as he can, and West Brom are now 1-0 down at home to Man City. Gundogan with a goal there. which is not really any of interest to us. It's happened in the opening 6 minutes. Back here at Fratton Park, Joe Walsh has played a ball. And again, that's probably an example of a long ball, but it was a chip forward. And Williams quite rightly said, make the passes count. And it's because, yeah, one fullback getting forward. But can we really leave ourselves that exposed? As I think we're just going to go with best form of defence as attack. We just got to go for this, haven't we? But whether that needs to happen on 62 minutes or we wait a little bit longer, and as iFollow's frozen. I don't know if the stream's frozen as well. No, we're okay on the stream. iFollow's back. Oh no, it's not. It's gone again. Can you stop using your phone, please? Because you're probably dragging the Wi-Fi signal.
All right.
I'm trying to stream and stream, so it's.
It's not my phone.
Mate. Trust me, it's a drag. It's a serious drag. I think we're still going on YouTube though. This is not great, is it? Completely frozen right now. Bear with us, ladies and gents. We're having some technical problems. Talk amongst yourselves while I do a quick refresh, and hopefully we can get the football back on for you. As I say that, there we go. We're back. Okay, we missed that chance, but it looked like it was edge of the box for Andy Cannon. It's a Persian. Is there a claim for a penalty there, Andrew?
Not really. It's the wrong end, Tom.
No.
That was defending, wasn't it?
No, yeah, sorry. What am I talking about? Oh, it's a free kick. There you go. It was a free kick from the referee. There we go. Arsenal have equalised. Hey,
Who cares?
a little bit of brightness. Here's Ryan Williams. He's sort of been pushed out of touch there.
What's that?
Yeah,
Arsenal have equalised.
Again, it doesn't matter. It's Nicholas Pepe who scored.
We do care.
8 minutes.
I thought for a minute we weren't worried about it.
Oh no, yeah, we are very much so. Is
that the FA Cup?
No, it was the FA Cup of the weekend. Wasn't quite so good a scoreline then, but it's in the Premier League tonight, and that's what matters. Yeah. Right now, yeah, iFollow is a bit of a joke. I don't know if that was us or if that was a bit of connection issue their end, but we did a refresh and we're okay now. Conor McGradle's now heading over halfway for Lincoln City, and I think they can have as much possession as they so require, or is that not the right way to look at it?
Well, it can play, yeah, but the thing is, more space we give them. Look, they're enjoying it. They're in too
it's
much
almost
space.
A back.
Just get
closer
it's a
to back
them.
Five, isn't it?
Yeah,
that we're
get
playing.
Closer to them, Tom. What are we doing? Look, they're having a great time. Come on, Pompey, get into them.
Oh, edge of the box. Can he get the shot away? No, he can't. That's a brilliant block from Tom Naylor.
Make that tackle.
John Marquis has done well there, and it's a little touch on from Ryan Williams, and that will come off. He's not happy, Teo Uden, but it is the case, and it's still 6 minutes in. 25 minutes ago, it is still 0-0 here in League One. We are live across YouTube and Facebook. A very warm welcome to you all. If you haven't yet liked the stream or subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so. We're here every match day, and normally it's not as upsetting as this has been. Craig McGilvery takes the goal kick. All hands on deck now. The ref is buying every challenge. You need a trolley when he leaves the ground. And can I ask you the question, how much stick would the ref have got if he'd sent Jack Watmore off if the Fratton faithful was in?
We wouldn't have sent him off, Tom.
Do you not think?
No, not for a challenge on the halfway line like that. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous on TV, let alone any other thing. Look at him. I think he wants to be a police officer or something. What's wrong with a man? Interestingly, I'd forgotten that Michael Appleton is their manager, which is why they play such good football.
He's an excellent man, isn't he?
He was great.
All-round legend, Michael Appleton.
For us, Michael Appleton.
Oh, that was a hand, referee. Oh,
that's the way in.
Serious claims there. Curtis flies in with a challenge. Oh, I'd like to see that again.
Didn't touch him, Tom.
No, I'd like to see the penalty again. Shout for a penalty. It was an arm in the air, actually, but there'll be nothing to be given.
What penalty? Get into look. Space.
George Grant shot. It's distance and it's well wide. It's been an exciting night in the Premier League so far, ladies and gents. Newcastle 1, Leeds United 2. It's finished there. Crystal Palace 2, West Ham 3. It's currently 1-0 to Man City, and it is 1-1 in the game that Arsenal are playing in. And that was Anthony Scully, former Ireland under-21 international. Irish under-21 international, should I say. And I haven't seen the handball again, but there was some serious shouts through my ear of handball from pretty much every single man in blue. I think it was, Joe Gallen was probably the loudest, going berserk on the bench. Yeah, if only the Fratton end had been there to show the referee, Jack shouldn't have been. Yeah, exactly. Good ball delivered, and Craig McGilvery's down there again, and I want to say man of the match tonight, Andrew.
No, I'm not yet.
So far for me, is Craig McGilvery. I think he's been superb. He's kept us in this one. Ref is a joker, says John Whiteside. Ladies, we'll go for that afterwards, actually. We'll go for that later on, your man of the match. And it's Rochdale 3, Oxford 3. Matty Lund, I believe, is the goal scorer. Yes, it is. Good game. Lots of football going on today, ladies and gents, this evening. It's been an exciting night. Almost up to 69 minutes now. And Sunderland are playing, and some of our long-term viewers have answered the question. I love that. I didn't need to say anything there. Thank you, William and Amy, for your help. And Sean, there's only one place to be, mate, and that's the Fournilwritten all over it live stream. Don't worry about Sunderland. Timothy Yeoman out for Pompey. And it's
shocking.
It's a substitution, and Marquis has been taken off, and Harrison's come on. And for me,
that's a long ball to Harrison.
It's a long ball to Harrison. It's been long ball all night to John Marquis, but maybe it will be a blessing in disguise from us, and maybe it will come off nicely. But I can't see that being the case, unfortunately. And here is that change that will be made. I agree with Marquis off, Andrew, but Harrison to come on.
It's stronger. Maybe he could put a bit more of a nuisance as long as they play the ball to him and not to his head, to his feet, to his feet, and directly to his feet, so he can hold the ball up a bit longer. Perhaps.
193 of you join us across YouTube and Facebook. Boys and girls, if you're new to this sort of thing, subscribe down below. Be massively appreciated. And first change of the evening, Morgan Rogers comes on for Anthony Scully, who arguably has been the brightest spark for Lincoln City so far this evening. I think he's made caused Pompey an awful lot of challenges. Let's change on the wing for Lincoln City. Coming up to 70 minutes now, just 20 minutes of regulation time to play in this one. Andrew, at this moment in time, what would you take from this game? Anything but a Lincoln win, I suppose. As we say, McGrandle's in the edge of the area, and that's hit McGilvery again, and Rasmus was pretty much anywhere.
He didn't take any chances, was he?
No, because he didn't know what was behind him. I think that was a clever thing to do from Rasmus Nikolaisen there. It was at McGilvery, luckily, wasn't it? And he's managed to just sort of deal with that one. It's pretty close range for him as well. Luckily, it was right place, right time, and Rasmus. I don't know what the claims are to the lino on this near side. It's a in-swinging corner. It's a dangerous one, and it's Tom Naylor who deals with it. Is Andy Cannon. Now the break can be on for Pompey. Forced to cross the pitch more than actually go forward with the ball, but it is Liam Brown to do so. Taking matters into his own hands. Ellis Harrison dancing around like Bambi on ice, not knowing where the ball is. And Ronan Curtis is a late one there. I'm not sure if the referee saw that. He did, and he's willing to play the advantage.
And Curtis told him to get up.
He is. 71 minutes now on the clock. Touched in field from Grant. Lays it off to Teo Eden.
To be honest, I think if this ends up 0-0, Lincoln would be happy with that before kick-off.
Thank you for that indeed, Darren. Much appreciated, mate. And if you want to be like Darren, subscribe to the channel. It really does help us out. And hope you're enjoying yourself and having a wonderful evening. I can 20. Oh my word! Timothy Ayoma was free to run around in the penalty area there, and Pompey tentatively deal with that one. And Sunderland have taken the lead. Sean, we've got an update for you in the game at Portman Road. It is Ipswich Town 0, Sunderland 1. To give you a bit of touchline news, Marquis has said to the fourth official as he's been subbed off, so you can catch the ball in the penalty area then, yeah. So clearly there was some serious thoughts. And is that a penalty? No, luckily not. The referee's not given that one. There's a half-hearted appeal there, Andrew, and luckily didn't see that one. In
penalty, is it?
Well, we could have been with this guy. Oh, it's a bit of a push from Rasmus, a bit of a kick from Andy. I don't like it. I don't like it. 72.5 minutes has been played. It's seemingly all Lincoln City at the moment now. I don't know about you, Andrew, but the heart is pumping right now. Incredibly nerve-wracking. As Sean Raggett sticks a foot in, he's done really well. Andy Cannon will probably help to play on the deck.
He's got to get that ball to him, hasn't he?
But he's done really well to win it back, though, Andy Cannon. And applause from the Pompey bench down below. And that's a bit of a rubbish pass from Sean, not Sean Raggett, sorry.
Brown, wasn't it?
Brown. As I'm not sure where the comment's gone, actually, but I think it was Sean on Facebook that said that Andy's put a shift in, and he absolutely has. Yeah, there it is. Cannon's putting in a shift. Absolutely. Oh, my word. And it's a shot from the edge of the box from Lincoln again. And they've had plenty of those so far. It's the goal scorer, number 10, George Grant, with the chance. Williams already had 2 heart attacks. I'm not sure if that's in your lifetime or from this game, but it's definitely not far off that at the moment, Andrew. How are you feeling? Not enjoying it.
No, I can't see a scoring, Tom. That's my problem. We've got to try and score, haven't we?
Curtis wins the flick on Harrison, forever chasing the ball. Ryan Williams has picked it up.
Well played, Ryan Williams.
He's found Ellis Harrison, who's got to do something. He's gone down. The referee's not going to blow for that one. And he can't even. Shh! Don't say that.
Harrison.
I really hope that wasn't transmitted. 74.5 minutes has been played now. Rogers plays in Conor McGradles. It's a rubbish ball in. Push on the back of Ellis Harrison. Pompey go again. He's the furthest man up the pitch at the minute, Harrison, and he's midway inside Pompey territory. Conor McGradles. 75 minutes now on the clock.
I'd say to Harrison, stay on halfway line. That's what I'd say. Even now, Tom, stay there. Draw some of their players out.
Heavy touch from Grant, keeps possession. Ball goes in. Rasmus away, and that one will be a corner.
Goal kick, isn't it?
Sorry, goal kick. My apologies. It's a Pompey substitution. It's Michael Jacobs who is replacing Ryan Williams.
A bit more defensive then, isn't it? See it out for a point.
You can see it from that point. I'd like to see what Michael Jacobs can offer to us. Kev the Kitman's ready with the coat. Ryan Williams, not a bad performance in a Pompey shirt tonight. What have you made of him?
I made that he needs to get his hair cut.
He does, as don't we all. Well, not all of us. It's taking his time to come off the pitch, Ryan Williams. And fresh legs, 75 minutes. Michael Jacobs, as you say, slightly more defensive.
Yeah, but stronger. He's quicker moving forward, I suppose.
As Sean said, would you have taken Curtis off rather than Williams, perhaps? Wouldn't have.
I probably would have done. I probably would have done, Tom, if I'm honest. I think Meaty's got a fair point.
It's other Sean.
Oh, right, there's other Sean, right? Well,
other Sean we were chatting to.
Yes, I would, but we need something on the right, don't we? We've got Curtis on the.
Well, there he is. Jacobs on the right, but.
Right.
That's gone out for a Lincoln City throw-in. And I said, get Kev the Kit Man on up front.
Oh, yeah, you wouldn't argue with him.
You wouldn't argue with it. The ref would definitely send Kev the Kit Man off.
He used to box for the Army, for the Navy.
He's a great man, Kev the Kit Man. I love that guy. We've had him on Fournilwrittenalloverit once or twice before.
Let's not come on.
That's all right. We can look past that, can't we?
Yeah.
We can look past that.
He can sing like Tom Jones as well.
He can. A very good singer.
We've had him on 4-0, haven't we?
Agree with Andrew. Harrison needs to simply hold the ball up near the halfway line and try and release Jacobs, Curtis or Cannon. I like that comment, Huey. I like it a lot. And I think that's surprised that's not what the message has been. 77 minutes now. And
I'm surprised they haven't put us to the sword, if I'm honest.
I'm surprised it's still 0-0. I think we'll be
Michael Appleton's conducting some music there.
He was. He looked like he was doing Beethoven's sonnet, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know if Beethoven's ever done a sonnet, by the way. I'm not a massive classical music fan. Manchester City have doubled their lead at West Bromwich Albion, the Hawthorns, and they are 2-0 down.
2-0 up, Man City.
Man City 2-0 up, West Brom 2-0 down. Cannon wins a header, does well, but it's back in Lincoln possession.
Arsenal doing tonight?
It's a brilliant find on that far side, actually. Ellis Harrison's brilliant gather by Ellis Harrison, and he's running with it, which is good. He's going to probably lose it there. No, he's going to dispatch Michael Jacobs. He's done well. Tom Naylor. Ellis Harrison's shown some skill there, moved his feet nicely, actually.
We've moved once this season, which is it. That's it.
You could probably move house quicker than Ellis Harrison, couldn't you?
Yeah.
McGilvery launches it long.
And Harrison nearly attempted to get his head on that.
He did.
He's a lazy player, Harrison, mate. He's got to do more. He's got to do more. He's got to bully these boys a bit. He's got to make them know that they're in a game.
We're into the final 10 minutes now. 78.5 minutes played. Oh, this looks dangerous. Brendan Johnson, edge of the box. George Grant. Yoma's inside. Ball goes in. Oh, far post.
There's the freaking goal.
Morgan Rogers. And it's the substitute. And you can't argue that it wasn't coming. There's just 11 minutes to go. Craig McGilvery finally beaten. It was just an onslaught of pressure, wasn't it? And it's the runner's free, isn't he? And McGilvery was, it's too close for McGilvery to react, isn't it? And we're going to have to make some changes now. And this will be a second consecutive home defeat if things cannot be turned around quickly. It was an acute angle, and there's nothing you can do about that, is it? Craig McGilvery's beside himself.
There's 4 Pompey defenders there, not one of them stuck his boot on it.
We've gotta go for it, surely now. At least get ourselves back on level terms. Right, here we go. Brown and Cannon have been taken off. It's Charlie Daniels who will make an appearance. It's the 2 Saturday signings, Charlie Daniels and Byers, coming on for Pompey. This is what you call let's have some of it. Andy Cannon has put a shift in once again. He looks absolutely battered. Probably correct decision to take him off, Andrew.
Byers play, Tom.
He's an attacking midfielder.
Right.
And we'll see where he plays. Come on, Daniels, my son.
He's talking to them already, Daniels.
I'm sure he is. And it's 2 changes for Pompey, and Kenny, I believe, has now made 5 changes.
No.
I think it's 5. Maybe 4. Rasmus, and then who
4,
else came on? 4. It could be back-to-back lead defeats for the first time in 2 years if things stay the way they are, as Michael Jacobs forces the corner for Pompey.
Both of them at Fratton Park.
Yeah. Which, to be fair, it's not It's not unheard of, is it, for Pompey? Losing at home. It's not been Fortress Fratton in recent times, has it? In sort of this season so far, our away form's definitely superseded the home form. In comes the in-swinging corner. It's deep and full. Oh, my word, Curtis. Off the line. And that's the chance. Oh, ball back into the box from Daniels, and it's Byers went slightly too soon there. That was a great corner, actually. Curtis was at the far post ready and waiting for that one, and it's just come off the head, and Pompey claiming it went in, but I don't think it did. So close to an equaliser there. But you could argue it's a great sign, isn't it? Despite it not going in. Rasmus Nikolaisen will let that one trickle out for a Craig McGilvery goal kick. And it really does need to be a response now, doesn't it? Got 8 minutes in order to do so, plus whatever is added on for stoppage time. How are you feeling right now, mate? Jacobs goes down in the penalty area, and it's a foul. Well, that's not the worst news in the world. It's a foul on the edge of the penalty area. It's 20 yards out or so. The referee's blown up for that one. Michael Jacobs gone down and earned that set piece for Pompey in an inviting position. And Lincoln will look to defend this one in the best way they possibly can. And the referee's having a little bit of a chat with Curtis. Can Pompey make this one count? So the referee puts down a little blob of spray as to where the ball will be taken from, or the free kick, should I say, will be taken from. Now 10 minutes to go in this one. Probably. I wouldn't have thought there would be an awful lot of added time at the end.
I'd square this ball. Tom. I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't shoot from here. I'd square this ball and bang. Who is that standing to the right of Charlie Daniels there? That's
Michael Jacobs.
Here, Byers. Square it to him. Square it to him.
Come on, Pompey. 84 minutes. Curtis, it's a horrendous free kick. It's a goal kick, and it's a serious waste from Ronan Curtis. And I think, Andrew, your free kick technique probably would have been optimal there.
They're expecting Curtis to curl it. He squares it, and Byers just got to slap it in, hasn't he?
Here comes another Lincoln City change. It is Theo Eden coming off for
Melbourne.
London North Eastern Railway, Melbourne. Heading towards 5 minutes. Get off, you numpty. Oh, we have made 5 changes, by the way. I just heard it through my ear. So no more need for any Pompey players to be warming up this evening. Pompey need a goal from somewhere. Just get us on level terms. That'll be glorious. Is it disappointing for you that these 2 games have come against direct oppositions for promotion, bearing in mind that before Christmas we had 2 much better performances against them?
Well, it's evened it out, isn't it? There's 3 points to each team in it. Home and away.
It's not promotion winning form, is it?
No, but we've lost to them and beaten them both. And they've lost to beat. Absolutely.
It's a must win against Charlton Athletic now at the Valley. Pompey hoping for some capital gains at the weekend. See what I did there? Some capital gains.
Capital gains.
Yeah. Sorry. Now's not the time for jokes. I'm sure a couple of people enjoyed that one. 86 minutes now. There's 4 minutes left of the 90, and however much will be added on. Right. let's have a look at the table then. I almost don't want to be honest, because I'm sure it makes for quite upsetting reading for Pompey at this moment in time.
Oh, referee.
Is having a shocker, isn't he? Oh, anyway, Pompey slip to 5th, but there's only a couple of points that separate them from... It's actually Doncaster that have overtaken them now for the first time in a while. They've been knocking on the door. Overtaken us, sorry. And it is a yellow card for Lincoln City's Adam Jackson. It's just, I don't know if that happened a couple of moments ago. Into the 87th minute now. Ball's played over to Timothy Ayoma. And that will be, hopefully, a foul. Yes, it will be Ronan Curtis. And he's not a happy man, Curtis, at all. So Lincoln City now 3 points clear at the top of the league with a game in hand on Hull City. So, you know, we want to at least get a goal just to quash that lead a little bit at the top of the table for the benefit of everyone else and, of course, us. There's a touch of the Sunday leagues about this ref, as Sean Mead has quite rightly said. Oh, keeper's stuck in no man's land, and Michael Jacobs was almost there to get it off him. And now or never, Andrew?
That was Raggett, wasn't it? Not Jacobs.
Sorry, it was Michael Jacobs. No, it was Jacobs running onto that.
Oh,
is what I was talking about. Jacobs initially, it's a Pompey throw inside their own half on that far side. Now only 2 minutes left in this one. It's got to be soon, Pompey. You're listening and watching myself and Andrew live on Fournilwrittenalloverit. Ronan Curtis has won the header, but it will be Lincoln City and Craig McGilvery's got to come and conquer, and he does do so. And it's a really dodgy clearance. And Lincoln will pick it up and go again. Almost not enough time for Craig McGilvery to get back to his goal, as Charlie Daniels does well to come in and win that one. And Nicolaison's on the ball now. Blackpool are now 4-0 up against Wigan Athletic away from home. It's a free kick for Pompey. 88 and a bit minutes has been played now. It's the final change for Lincoln City, or one of the final changes. Harry Anderson coming on to replace Brennan Johnson. It's going to be an interesting conversation at the end of this one if the game finishes the way it's looking like it's going to do so. We're now into the 90th minute. And ball is loose for George Grant to capitalise on. And he's on the far side. He's forced back. And there's Liam Bridcut. Lincoln doing all they can to hold on to the lead, and they're doing so at the moment. You'd love to see Ellis Harrison put in just a little bit more pressure on that. And there will be, I'm told, 4 minutes at the end of this one to salvage anything. 4 minutes, Andrew. Is that enough time?
No, Tom.
Charlie Daniels doing a lot of shouting, might I add.
Good. Someone talking on the pitch, a leader, for goodness sake. That's what we need.
Charlie Daniels wins the header. And we are now working over into those 4 minutes. And it's now just a couple of moments to salvage things for Pompey. Ball up, Charlie Daniels. That is a good ball. Ellis Harrison, away.
That is disgusting.
That is a cynical foul. He's going to go in the book at least for that. He's just yanked Ellis Harrison to the ground. He's literally grabbed his arm and pulled him. Look at that. He grabbed his shirt. Right. This is probably it. I think if it's going to happen, it's going to happen now, isn't it?
And you would know that by now, wouldn't you?
Well, I don't know it yet. I can't tell you anything as of yet. I will try not. Well, I probably will spoil it because I'll be elated if anything happens. But at the moment, nothing as of yet. Could it be Michael Jacobs ready to take this one? Charlie Daniels is there.
Look, knock it across there to Naylor.
And Ronan Curtis just perhaps giving Michael Jacobs a little bit of advice on how to do this. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to go in, which is the harsh reality of watching this from a distance. Not sure what Curtis is doing. He's moved out the way and it's deflected behind, and it will be a corner for Pompey. I think the ref should go home, look in the mirror, regret. I'm sure he does regret. I'm sure, given the reaction, he will know that it always, oh my word, I thought that was closer than it was. It's a loose ball. It's back to Curtis. Ball goes in. Raggett's up there for it. It's headed away. Byers, ball back in. It's not the best. And Lincoln can clear to halfway. Callum Johnson's the last man back for Pompey. It's a game of ping pong. And here's the opportunity for Lincoln. But Callum Johnson does well to get in there. And Tom Naylor will do well there. He's done really well. And here come Pompey once again. It's got to happen now. It's a poor ball from Ellis Harrison. And that's another turnover in possession for Lincoln City. Charging down this right-hand side. 2.5 of the 4 minutes has been played.
Pressure, come on.
This is the last couple of moments. Harrison for Pompey. He's got options out on the right-hand side.
Where's he going?
Tom Naylor on the halfway line. Sean Raggett now. Do or die for Pompey. Options to his left and right. Opts to find Charlie Daniels. He'll have to get past Anderson if he's to get a ball in. And that one's a throw-in for Pompey, which will go and take quickly. We've just got 50 seconds on the clock now.
Charlie Daniels got to throw this, isn't he?
Charlie Daniels is going to have to absolutely launch it. Game's not over yet. It's a brilliant throw-in. Oh, it's a dodgy. Byers has done well, actually, but it's Sean Raggett, and that pretty much sums up that for Pompey, and I think that will be that. There we go. I can confirm it is finished at Fratton Park. It's Pompey 0, Lincoln City 1. And for the second time, now for the second, I need to think about what I'm saying before I say it. Back-to-back defeats for Pompey for the first time in 2 years. Second was there, but the 2 years wasn't. And the only good news is Arsenal have taken the lead. So that's a little bit of light relief for us all. Turn that down if you wouldn't mind. That would be wonderful. We are still live and we've still got people to talk to. So there we go. There goes the whistle. It's finished at Stadium MK as well. Charlton have beaten MK Dons. Plymouth have beaten Swindon by 2-0. And it's Bukayo Saka who extends the lead for Arsenal. Oh, what a disappointment. Well, Andrew, thoughts?
Frustration in my thoughts, Tom. Complete frustration. Empathy for the players. I think they put a shift in tonight. They played better tonight against Hull, and I think some of the tactical substitutions were better tonight. That's all I can say, really. And Arsenal winning, thank goodness.
Excellent. We'll get to a couple of comments and then we'll speak to our guests who very kindly jumped back in the live studio. Well was always going to be a challenger after that red card to those feeling disappointed. Just remember, only halfway through the season. Imagine it's December time. Keep the faith and play at Pompey. Thank you for that, Adam. We'll come to Sean first, as I think he's going to provide us with some close contextual analysis of that second half. What a shocker.
Yeah. But at least we made a game of it. At least it wasn't one-way traffic. We tried to get a few chances. It could have been a different game if we'd got one of those. I'm not sure about the free kicks. They need to work on them a little bit. I agree with Andrew that the choices, the decision-making for the free kicks just isn't there. They need to think bigger.
Yeah, I agree. Back-to-back defeats against two promotion contenders. Does that worry you?
We're only halfway through the season. We've theory got the hardest games out of the way, we've shared the points in both of them. So it's still there to play for, but I would like to have won one of them.
And how important is now that game in central London now against Charlton?
East London.
East London. My apologies.
it's got to be up there with the one of the season really left now. We need to get 3 points against one of those three, in this part of the season, because otherwise our form could dip, confidence will go, and we'll get the playoffs, and we don't have a great history of being in the playoffs.
When you say we don't have a great history of being in the playoffs, I don't think we've ever won a playoff game. But, we'll look on the positive side. Andrew, is there anything positive that you can take from that? And I think we've just mentioned that this is exactly the halfway point.
I think I agree with with Sean. I agree with Brendan, and I agree with Aaron, and I agree with you, Tom. I think we could have been put to the sword tonight. Could have been another embarrassing 4-0, but it wasn't. And I think the players played quite well considering. I think actually tonight's changes, as I said earlier, I think tactical changes were better than Tuesday, the last game against Hull. And I agree with you. We've won at Lincoln. We've beaten Hull away, and we lost both of them at home. So it evens itself out, I suppose. We just got to we've got to win in Charlton on Saturday, and we, I think, to give everyone a bit of a lift.
Yeah, and I think the Raggett actually didn't put a foot wrong tonight.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree, yeah.
And actually, in the second half, Curtis stepped up. He was putting the shift in towards the end. He sort of found. I think he got angry. I think she was better. He put more effort in and actually improved. I think I didn't like Williams going off, but I think, to be fair, he's probably knackered, as was Marcus. I think
Cannon looked knackered as well when he came on.
Against the extra man. I think they were covering a lot of ground, and I think that's probably why. And I think Jacket probably got it right.
Yeah.
No, but very much better substitutions. I think he's learned how to make subs since Saturday, isn't he, Kenny? So
I fancy that Daniels. He looks very, very good, doesn't he?
I liked it. I liked it. He seems to have a bit more vision, a bit more, probably because he's played higher at the leagues, a bit more class, a bit more thoughtful of the game.
Yeah, that long throw is also useful, isn't it? So, watch him take the throw in with about 3 minutes to go from our half, just outside the 18-yard line. He's got the ball and he launches it 35 metres.
Putting pressure on them straight away.
That's exactly right. Let's knocking it back to them and get a 50-50 ball. He's got the vision to go, right, let's get on with it. I like that.
I do wonder whether we need a different type of striker. Marcus, he's a good target man, but it doesn't stick to him. And I do like the way he can put the ball away when he gets it, but he does that so infrequently to the number of times he gets the ball. I'd like someone else who would just stick to a bit better.
Yeah. It happened against Fleetwood. Quite obviously, the ball just wasn't. It hits Marquis, doesn't it? It doesn't. And then it hits him, and it's a turnover in possession. And one more, I'll throw at you, Sean. Before we go, that is, that's back-to-back defeats for the first time in 2 years, and it's happened at Fortress Fratton. Obviously, the red card was a massively pivotal point in the game. We all know that by now. We've been mentioning that all evening, but we didn't do too badly. A 1-0 defeat with 10 men against the team top of the league. We'll let Sean answer, and you've got plenty of time to comment on it.
Just say it was their only real strike on goal, to be fair.
Well, absolutely. And
second half.
Is that something to take from the game?
Definitely. They played much more as a cohesive unit. They're playing for each other. I think they all got angry, and I think they're actually digging out for each other. There wasn't many people, you had the odd moment where Harrison was walking around a little bit towards the end, but I thought generally on the whole, they were playing quite well for each other. And I think that team ethos is good, especially after the Peterborough loss. So I thought I was worried about how the team would bounce back. And I think the way they played, despite the extra, that they'll feel aggrieved that they lost a man, and they'll feel they could have got something from the game, and they probably would have won it if Jack hadn't been sent off.
Excellent. Sean, enjoy the rest of your evening, mate, and hopefully we're having a better conversation this time on Saturday. But
look forward to it.
Big 3 points, and we'll look forward to having you on Saturday, Sean. Appreciate it, mate, and have a good one. Cheers, mate. Just before I do move on to our next two guests, if you are still with us, and thank you for being with us. We're giving you all the instant post-match reaction. We've got Brendan and his dad to speak to. And ladies and gents, you do not want to miss what's about to be said by these two gentlemen. Here we go. Chaps, enlighten me.
Your name's Mike, just for future reference.
Mike. It's always been Brendan's dad to me, Mike. So we'll go with Mike.
I don't mind. I am his dad, of course. Yeah.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Come on then. What did you make of that?
No, you go on, Dad. Go
right, fellas. We were talking about it earlier as regards to By the way, Sean, great comments. Thoroughly agree with most of your comments.
Lots of heading going on in the background from you two when he was speaking. I'd noticed that. He knows what he's talking about, doesn't
he come out with some good stuff, and most of it I would have said myself exactly the same. We go to Marquis. Yes, I think we do need a new one up front, but I think we've still got some chance to use our own players to the better ability. Now, I know Williams and Harness have been running around like mad, but Williams was his best for me is when he's playing on the right wing. Now, if he's playing on the right wing, put Jacobs in the number 10 slot, which was what he was bought for by Jacket, to play behind Harrison, to see how he can feed the ball and accept the ball maybe from the wings and keep Curtis on the left. However, having said that, both can play on either sides. So there's nothing wrong with it. Let's try the switch that other teams, we see them do very often, and put Curtis on the right and put Jacobs on the left, and see if that mixes it up between the game and confuses the opposition. It's just that we do need the fresh attack.
Brendan, sorry. No, you carry on. Let's hear all the points, Mike.
Right. The other few points that I've got, I'm sorry to go on, but the free kicks, Sean was absolute right. We don't know what we're going to do from a free kick. We're stood there having a debate. Curtis talking behind his hand this last one, facing the other two players. I would have rather have seen the other person hit the ball. Even though Jacobs, it clipped the top of the wall, but it would have got closer than Curtis's had. But we need to be definite in our free kicks. You look at the Premiership teams, Championship teams, when they have a free kick, they know what they're going to do. They know exactly. So we need to work on that, I think. So good point by Sean. Agreed by, I think, both of us definitely here. Yeah. Another little point that I've got is that the referee. Now, the referee in the first half did not give a foul for, I think it was Bird Cuts is what his name is. Is it Bird Cuts? Yeah, the captain. Bird Cuts committed 5 fouls before he gave anybody a card, and the card came to us after one tackle by that person.
By Harness, wasn't it?
By Harness. Harness got the first card. But Bird Cuts had already done 5 fouls by then. He's their captain. So was he being soft to their team? I think he was a little bit. They only got more cards, yellow cards, 3, and we only got 2. But their 3 came in the last while they're trying to hold on to their win. When it was cynical pullback of Harrison right at the very end. The referee was not consistent at all. You can leave the sending off. I need to look at it a bit more closer, but it seemed quite a distance from the camera, so I'm not sure. But after we'd lost that man, we came out the second half. Again, Sean was correct. We played absolutely. It was backs to the wall, but everybody fought for the team. There was team, there was togetherness by the people that were on the pitch. So yes, we need to have that spirit from the very start. And playing a front line like I've suggested, one way or the other. Let Williams and Harness fight it out for that right wing place. Because when you had them two fighting when they first came to the club, they were playing brilliantly. They played some really. I just can't believe the difference in them from when they first came and started playing for us to what they're playing like now. I do agree that they have moments in this season where they have played well for a couple of games, but I'm lacking. They're lacking in consistency, so I think we need to give them a bit of a fight between each other. So I've made some points. I don't know whether you agree with them.
Get this bloke on every week. Tommy's gold. There you go. Sean has said, Sean, you're just talking about who's just left us. He said, totally agree with the comments about the ref. So he's paying the compliment back to you. Brendan, 2 defeats in the space of 4 days against the top 2. Are you concerned?
Yes and no. I think I am a bit concerned because, we're hoping to get into the Premiership, into Championship next year, hopefully. And with performances like this, it doesn't bode well going forwards. But hopefully we can recruit well if we do go up in the at the end of the season, or when we go up at the end of the season. And does it faze me? Not really, because we did the business on them earlier on in the season. So it shows that we can beat them. We've had a tough week, and you put it down to that, Look, for example, look at Chelsea. Chelsea were top of the league. I know comparing two teams here, but Chelsea were top of the league, flying in November. They have a run. They're unbeaten for 18 games, and then they have a funny patch, and everyone, they all think, oh my God, what's going wrong here? But it's
sack the manager.
Sack the manager. Everyone goes through a rough patch. This is our part of the season. I think at the moment it's 2 games. It's 2 games. That's all I've got to say.
I wouldn't even. It doesn't constitute a patch yet, does it?
No,
So,
2 games.
Darren also said sign this guy up now. There we go. You're more than welcome back for Charlton if you want, Mike. You're more than welcome to go and join us.
Saturday I am working from 5, so hopefully I wish it was an early kick up. Yeah, up to half time. Should be able to. Just one point. We only have 36.3% of the game tonight at home, and that surely's got to change.
That's not Pompey.
36.3% of the game, and we only had 1 shot on target, and 10 less shots than them. I appreciate the second half; it got a bit hectic, but we need to improve. I think there's. I'm not disheartened where we are and what's happened over this last week. No. There are lots of positives still to come from our team. And I wish them the best anyway.
Yeah. We're fourth in the table now, or 5th in the table, I think we're now.
Yeah.
And it's still a long way to go. The teams above us can slip up, like we've seen Hull lose tonight. Watson said they're not going to do it again, and Lincoln aren't going to slip up again.
As just a final point, gents, 2/3 of a game against top of the league with 10 men, and we only lost 1-0. I mean, that kind of summarises it quite nicely, doesn't it? We're going to speak to Aaron, and then we will be jetting off. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. We will see you against Charlton. Hopefully, we're having more positive conversations. Have a great night, guys.
Hopefully so. Take care, fellas.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye. Right. Come on then, big man. Let's do this. Give us some positivity.
Well, halfway through the season, I'm not worried. 2 games, so what? It's just 2 games. We beat them, they beat us. Still got half a season to go. Get a win on Saturday. Forget everything else what's happened in the last week. And look, tonight, Hull lost against what has happened there against Accrington Stanley. And they done us, and then Accrington, but everyone's beating each other. So still a long, long way to go. There's loads of points up for grabs, and it's so tight. There's from looking at league 7 points from 1st to 6th. So there's hardly anything in it at all. But disappointing. But I do agree with Mike. Have Williams and Curtis on either wing, and then swap them about and everything, and let them fight for their places. I think the team has got too complacent because they think, we're going to go up, we're going to do this, we're winning games, we're doing that. And then all of a sudden, they're not working as a unit, as a group. That second half, when they're shouting at each other and getting frustrated, that's the Pompey team. That's the spirit that we need to be having.
It's passion, isn't
it? And then, when that new bloke, I forgot his name, is it Daniels?
Charlie Daniels.
Yeah, when he came on and started shouting at everyone, that is what our captain's supposed to be doing, shouting at everyone, getting everyone moving, getting everyone into positions and everything.
This is exactly what you were saying, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, but we've got to stop playing these long balls. This is what killed us last season and the season before, these stupid long balls. And yeah, fair enough, get long balls up there when we're on the counter-attack and everything, but not every time, because teams are going to work us out now. They're all going to say, well, all we've got to do is get down to their half, and they're going to play the long ball. So keep 2 players back, and then we win it every time.
Exactly.
We were unlucky not to score in the last couple of minutes. There was a couple of chances, but I didn't think we were I was hoping, fingers crossed, that we were going to score to equalise, just to grab a point and everything. But it's happened now. We've lost. Thankfully, Hull's not top, so there'd be less moaning on social media and everything from it's just been a nightmare. But the thing is we move on. We have to move on. We've got Charlton on Saturday, and hopefully this is a reality check for all the players, thinking, right, look what's happened to Jack. That was out of order. Now we've got to work as a unit. Hopefully Jacket's going to really go into him and everything. We don't know what Jacket's like in the training field. We only ever see him on the actual game. So you always see him standing there, arms crossed. But you never know. He could be screaming and shouting at him training on Monday morning. Let's just hope that he actually kicks them up the behind and everything, and they actually start playing better as a unit. We've been playing some fantastic games over the last couple of months and playing together, but last couple of weeks, well, the last 2 games, it's just dipped. They're just hoping that we can actually just get past this and get back to winning ways, and then just go for it for the last part of the season. They're like, everyone's going to be losing games, everyone's going to be winning games. People that aren't, how are they going to lose that? Oh, I've lost my thread now. Oh, I'm just going into one, boys. Sorry about that.
That's right. I'll comment on the screen for you, Aaron. Oscar Jackson said, I love this guy. It's such a good attitude. What a legend. There you go.
Oh, thank you very much.
We'll leave it there, actually, Aaron, because I've been talking for 2 hours and 41 minutes and 7 seconds now. So I've been through the majority of them. There's a whole fan who's joined us saying the top 6 is so close. Doncaster looking good. Aaron, we'll speak on Saturday, mate. It's been a pleasure to have you on, as it has with everyone else who's joined us this evening. Some great points being made.
No, have a good one, Andrew. Speak to you soon.
And we're only halfway.
Nice to see you. See you later,
halfway.
buddy.
That's it. We're halfway through the season. Halfway through the season. Anything could happen. A long way to go. Long way to go.
Keep the faith.
And play out Pompey.
Play out Pompey. Right. That's it. That's all we've got for you this evening, ladies and gents. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, please wait until I've muted the mic before you say anything this time, because we had if you want to go and see it, head back to the end of Saturday's stream.
Let's move on.
Oh, it's funny, right? And we still got a smile on our faces. As I say, halfway to go, still a long way to go. Win or lose, up the Blues. Keep the faith, and as always,
play out Pompey.
Play out Pompey. Have a good night. See you Saturday.